Alright, hello everyone. Alright, let me make sure the stream is actually live this time. I know that was a mistake last time. Okay, cool, I see text. We're good to go. But anyways, we're gonna be playing some Marlin today. I want to practice for the Pro Quest, and one card that I want to especially try out is Frail Swing Line. So I've heard some rave reviews about this card, which is kind of why we title the stream Test of Iron Grip. I love how Frail Swing Line is implied to be so bad that Aurora and Tegan decided to skip the entire find out in the video part and post the one word answer directly in the description. Oh yeah, I think I just said no, right? It's like fine as a 3 block, and like you'll sometimes like actually just wreck people. Thank you Z the B. We're so back. I know we are. And yeah, we're gonna be playing some Marlin today. I actually just made dinner and I was a little bit late, so I'm going to be PNG tubing today. So in place of me, go ahead and swap this over. I'm gonna do this for like 5-10 minutes maybe while I'm just eating, and then we can swap back to my normal self. Let me actually make sure it's. I think I have to like do it across all of them. I did not plan that well. Okay, so this one also needs to go here. All right, but yeah, I'm eating some food. So that goes there. Camera. Bye. It would also be funny to have it cover the entirety of chat. I think that would. That's actually maybe where I'll put this one. No, I'll move it down. Let's do it like that. Okay. Cool. Let's go ahead and find the game then. All right. And I will also take the opportunity to go ahead and let's see. So some comp CC because we're competitive. All right. Who else? The Marlinites have been summoned. Very nice.
See the beast. I just wanted to give you a shout for part of your 2025 YouTube top 3.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I'm playing Slave Fire 2.
Oh yeah, Tegan's been playing that. That's fun. All right, but yeah, how's everyone doing in chat? Welcome in. Did I make this private? I did make this private. I'm dummy. Hold on 1 second. There we go. We're now public gaming. Playing the daddy. All right. Fair enough. Let's bring in our battering bolts. All right, I've been trying something like actually kind of unhinged in this matchup. I think I've been trying like this. It's actually kind of been working for me, which is kind of crazy. And we're also okay. So this is also the new tech. You're gonna have to just trust me on this chat. What is Marlin going to do about Valda? Nothing. We lose that matchup. That's it. I don't think there's any winning that matchup. You can get pretty close against Valda, but like it is just like so bad. But yeah, Valda is like our like 0%er. You can try to side out 3 oak, but you'll like still lose most of the time. I found. Like it's pretty rough. Yeah, Valda's kind of real right now. So I think there are 2 main schools of thought for the Valda matchup. I hope we don't get random arcane spelled here. That'd be nice. Let's go ahead and get at least 1 card ahead here. Elfin Harpin's not too bad against Acilio. Yeah, pretty good start. The nice part is I think they fucked up their sequencing because they don't get to keep the CLV around for next turn. Yeah, Valda's like not bad right now, but like we like even with tech that matchup's like pretty bad. IMO. Make sure this didn't like cut out. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we can salvage. But yeah, like Valda's not a bad deck right now. Like she's pretty good. Let's go ahead and turn over CLV. And we get a Codex lined up for next turn. Codex is always a little suspect in this matchup because of Wobble, but I think you still kind of have to play towards it sometimes. Alright, they did have the Wobble, which is funny. Problem is that Destructive Aether Tie is a card that exists. That being said, we do have Quiver, so as long as they're not popping Bindings to me, that's fine. Alright. But we're still probably arsenaling this, and if they do end up wobbling it, it's not the worst thing in the world. They might just honestly cycle the Wobble. Okay, they want to hold on to the Wobble. Well, this is actually a nice hand for Wobble purposes. Funny. We like try to bait them with the Codex, and then we just 3 Oak on the back of it. Assuming that we don't get like Mind Warped here, which would also stink. Alright, we got the Blast. We're just taking this. Wobble's pretty gross, but like, we'll manage. Not the end of the world here. Alright, so this is their signs, sigil, yeah. So Destructive is going to be coming in for over. So the funny thing is we're just like losing our Codex anyways, which is fine. Not the end of the world. But yeah, Destructive is pretty decent in this matchup. Very cool. So they did not cycle their Wobble. So they need exactly one other Sigil next turn. And if they do find another Sigil, they basically win the game, but we're going to go for it regardless. Because notably about Wobble, you have to have 2 Sigils to counter it, but it looks like they have it here. So unlucky. Now, let's go ahead and see if we can just fire one of these Harpoons. But I guess I'm more afraid of like a non-attack here. Like I want to try to line this up with their what do you call it? I want to try to line this up with like Garnet Flash if they don't already have it. So let's go ahead and just fire this off. Yeah, unfortunately they have the other Sigil, which is like, what can you do? Wobble is pretty good. I'm tempted to keep both of these on top. I don't think that's actually wrong. We don't need the Codex next turn, but like it's nice if we can like chain it back to back. It's kind of interesting they had to cycle the Comet Storm Shock. That almost suggests to me that their entire hand was like non-attack. Or maybe they just didn't want it. That's also possible. I mean, it does seem like they're a little bit more spell heavy with like the Destructives, but pretty unlikely, I guess. Sigil Lightning. Still in a little bit of danger wobble-wise, but that's fine. Alright, let's hope they can't find their Gauntlet Flash here. We can keep them off Gauntlet Flash for like a couple turns, and maybe we can have a chance this game. I mean, we're still ahead on life. We still have the fridge. But yeah, the tempo is definitely pretty heavily in their favor. Yep, Sigil. Okay, etchings. This is actually a good opportunity to go ahead and just use the quiver, so this will deny the sigil, which is nice. So that's pretty huge. Alright, now I'm gonna go for... So unfortunately, if they have sigil, or if they have Flash and Arsenal, we kind of just lose on the spot. Presumably. But there is also a chance that they draw like Blast to Oblivion. I'm kind of hoping to snipe their like blast out of hand. That would kind of be the ideal scenario. I think this is a safe hook. We have 6. Unless they're on like sync blows, which we haven't seen a ton of yet. If they are on syncs, then they can like cover like 3 plus 3 plus 4. It's possible. Love to see this somersault discard there though. Means they maybe have like another attack action in hand or something. Okay, we got the Mind Orb. Okay, we might be losing hook here. Unlucky. I got greedy. Alright, not the end of the world. I probably should actually have been blocking with hook a little bit earlier. Double cloud cover, I think, is a little unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Oh, wow, I think, did they just make our hand better? I think they did, which is kind of funny. It's not like fully better though. I think we're drawing a card here. And salvage is good. So let's play with the salvage first. If we're gonna get wobbled again, then I don't think we're winning this game. Fine though. We've seen a lot of sigils, so they would need like conductivity here. All right, chat. I need you to root for me. No wobble this turn, please, for the love of God. Okay, if they do wobble on this, then I don't care. Okay, sure, that's fine. I'm actually very surprised that they did that. Sure. Do they have another one? Okay, they don't have another one. I think they fucked up. That being said, they don't know we have the second one, unless they just have like the third wobble. But I'm assuming this might actually resolve. Ain't no way they're pausing on this if they have the third wobble here, right? I think this bodes well for us. I guess the question is, what do we want to get in the back half of this? So there is like an argument to like countering that, kind of ish, but like not super compellingly. Like the argument is that like I just play that, go into like attack action from Arsenal, and then like they don't get the chance to counter it. Okay, interesting. Sure. I guess we just get to send 13 here, which is nice. They will be drawing a card off the CLV at the start of turn, but that's... I don't think there's much we can do about that. Sure. The only awkward thing is we're not making a goal here. Yeah, sorry for the avatar. I'm currently just trying to finish my dinner, and then we can go back to my beautiful face. All right, that could be a good draw or a bad draw. The awkward thing. Oh, actually, hold on. Sorry, I should have probably. I think I should throw caution that actually. What did they also get back? I missed that. They discarded God in a Flash. Was it just like a yellow blast or something? Unless I'm like misremembering. Alright, so I think we respond here. This turn's gonna be awkward. Not the end of the world. Alright, so what's the blast? That does mean they're going on 4-card hands, like maybe we can kind of afford a turn of no tempo. I mean, we do get to go like rabble into shifting, which is like not nothing. But we need to find some gold gen here or just some other kind of action. Wonder if I was a little too cavalier with my gold this game. It's also possible. Oh, you're excited to see some Marlin content as I've recently joined the crew playing deck and paper finally. Just got my eye and everything. Nice. I also, too, just got my eye. I'm very excited about that. I use my calling money to grab the eye. Yeah, I'm super excited that I don't have to like borrow Carrie's eye. Carrie, who was one of our locals in Portland, had to mail me his eye last. His eye is riches last ProQuest season, or his RTN season, I think. Whatever. But anyways, I don't. Okay, but which eye art? Oh, okay. I just got the. So I have the old Eye of Ophidia, and then I have the new riches, which I know some people are do not like the new riches, which is fair. I think it's fine. Oh, thank you for showing off the trench tech, by the way. I think it's really neat. What is the trench tech? Oh, the trench of watery depths. Oh, yeah. This is actually real solid. New trench. Sorry, I thought you were talking about old trench. So that's actually funny, Z. Tegan actually, we were at San Diego, and when we bought the new riches, it was actually basically the same price as like the old one. So it was only like $300. So I think Tegan got a pretty good deal on that.
Did. I definitely did.
Yeah. So Tegan made out like a bandit. This should hopefully be good enough. So we need to fire off the battery. So, okay, if we get wobbled on the port side, it's actually not that bad because we have the golden tipple to potentially save us. So we should do this first. Okay, gaming, battering, and then we arsenal this probably. Arsenal this or the tipple. I think it's close. I'm assuming this is not going to kill, so we should actually arsenal the proactive card, I think. I believe. Yeah, so it's actually kind of funny. I don't know if people follow us on Blue Sky, which you should because it's mostly Tegan posting. But I actually got a like slabbed eye. So it was like the cheapest one on wherever I bought it from. I can't remember. But anyways, it was cheapest one. I got it. It was like a 9 or whatever, and I just like cracked the slab and just put it in a sleeve. Which is kind of funny. All right, got a sigil out of them. That's good. Get the rest of the hand. Okay, another sigil. That's good. Put them to 2. Blast plus flittering. So they have. All right, so their next turn is going to be pretty crappy. My prediction. That being said, they can have an instant here. So we should attempt to block this out, I think. Actually, this is kind of weird. We might want to just do this block. I think this block makes sense. Because if they have follow-up, then that's fine. If they don't have follow-up, then this is actually like probably the last turn to actually use these. I guess we'll go ahead and pitch a throw caution. It seems like no instant, so good. Now let's make our gold. This should hopefully close out the game. If not, get very close. Cheating is good. The only question with cheating is, so I actually kind of want to get greedy and draw another card here, but is that too greedy? If we draw a yellow or a blue, so blue is a win, yellow is the same scenario, red is a whiff. How many reds have we seen? We've seen 1, 2, 4. We have 5 reds plus 2. We actually have a lot of reds in our deck, so I actually don't think I should risk it. What is the trench for in this matchup, since you can't really use the pitch from graveyard? So you can use the pitch from graveyard. That's what you use quick touch flexors for. Oh, I actually have a second gold. Second gold actually probably changes things. Because the likelihood of us... Okay. The likelihood of us drawing 2 reds in a row is slim. Okay, punted. That's fine. This is still actually not that bad of a punt. I should have stuck to my gut. But that's fine. Still coming in for 7 here. So, I don't... this is actually really bad. Yeah, I think that was I was eating my food and I thought that maybe the second gold actually changed things, but I think actually I should have listened to my heart there and thought that the red was going to brick us. Yeah, very punished, but probably justifiably so. Like, we had a lot of reds in the deck. We had... So I think I run 8 red harpoons in this matchup, plus the 3 cheating. So I run 14 reds, and we've only seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 5 of them. So that would be the 6th one. So our chance of hitting a red there were pretty damn high, actually. Food-induced punish. Yeah, that's okay. This is the shake off the rust game for the stream. Like, we're actually not in that bad of a spot, because they're probably still never going to combo us, unless we, like, brick horribly next turn. For what it's worth there, the wobble was also kind of annoying, but I guess the wobble basically was just like a 3 block. Okay. Have something else here? Okay, sigil, yeah. Alright, no brickies, please. One time. That actually works. Kind of. Sequencing is awkward, but acceptable. Never punished. Streamer luck. They are officially out of wobbles, also worth noting. Alright, play bad win anyways, that's the motto. Assuming that we don't draw another 3 reds off the top and then cry. But should be fine here. Alright, that is good. Alright, I'm almost done with my food, I promise. I don't think it matters. I doubt it matters. Let's go ahead and this off. I don't think they can actually block this. I guess they can have like cloud cover plus sigil. Maybe I should have thought about that more. I'm still also eating, so I can just write off all that play on eating. Yeah, wobble's gone. Crap rave. Let's go. Hey, we got there. Alright, pretty good. I probably made like 3 distinct misplays that game. The worst of which was, I guess, the last turn where we tried to get greedy on the red. I don't think we misplayed that badly, right? Did I have another misplay that was like pretty bad? I feel like some of the gold management in the early game left a little bit to be desired. But anyways, not bad, not bad. Take those. All right, let's see if we can get one. All right, getting my camera here in a second. Just finishing the last couple bites. Are we a meta hero yet? I joined a bit late. Do you have any tips on how to play a game before having seen the first or second wobble? Um, so like there are ways to play around wobble that they just kind of suck. Like if I have the option between a line that plays around wobble versus not playing around wobble, then I'll probably take the line that plays around wobble unless I'm eating food. Um, but in general, like it's actually pretty hard to play around. Like especially if they don't have like the prerequisite sigils out, you kind of just gotta like make them have it. And like it's also so if you have the opportunity to have like 2 gold sitting around, what you can do is like make a goldfin crack gold load, and then that kind of can get you out of a wobble. But it's like it's never ideal to do that, I guess. Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. Electrum is like the mentality is like, can you afford to play around it? What does my board say I should do in Euro? Did I miss Euro? There it is. First, okay. First, let's run the base. Let's do Aya, Riches, and Fat Deck. I've also kind of liked Remembrance into some of these matchups, but it's so hard to tell like what version of Jarl your opponent's playing. All right, kind of like just sending the Shifting Tides here. Yeah, just Shifting Tides, Arsenal, Redfin, Pass. Alternatively, we can Arsenal the Scoundrel and have this as extra blue pitch. Yeah, I think I like me like that better, actually. Yeah, I think that's like an important question. Is like, can you actually afford to play around Wobble? I feel like a lot of times the answer is no. Okay, so based on this, this is looking more like the Ice Jarl, which is fine. So let's go ahead. So I think the plan is to rip blue off the top, rip blue off the top, send 17. It's pretty good. Unfortunately, we're just going to eat this, but CNCB like that. All right, blue. All right, we need a blue here, I think. All right, yellow could work. So I'm going to go for it. So blue off the top here would be perfect. And then throw this on it, and then don't think we can afford to hook. I think hooking is probably too greedy here. Go ahead and just settle for the like. I don't want to like lose my hook if they have like red staunch plus fridge. I don't know. Wait, what's base of the mountain for in this match? This the base of the mountain is for Oakenold and it's for Terra Sunder. Yeah, Oaken and Terra Sunder. It like it's kind of like just a get out of jail free card. It kind of like just more stops damage than anything because it's very hard to also have a turn. But like hook plus this like functionally blocks 9 basically, which is pretty nice. All right, get to take a rouse here, which is great. Opponent can also not CLVS just yet, which is fantastic. Yeah, so base of the mountain adds cards to the combat. So you basically like base of the mountain to kind of get around the dominate effect, right? Because you can't block without getting around that. Let's go for. I think we're gonna go for the baby shark here. Um, we are gonna go up to 1 gold, so I could get a little greedy on the gold crack here, and just try to find something for Arsenal. I think that's reasonable. I like Tipple. Hmm. Part of me almost wants to bottom both, but I do like having Tipple and Arsenal. But against Stalagmite, I guess it's kind of awkward. Maybe it's salvage that I'm actually gonna take the gamble and maybe just try to find something a little bit better. That's actually I guess we also could Arsenal the blue pin, which I didn't think about. To me, that was actually the better line. That's fine still. Yeah, like maybe blue pin is actually like we were just gonna pitch to the blue regardless there. Alright, so get a free hook. Fantastic. Yeah. It doesn't work against overpower, so you can't like run it against like Marlin or anything. But against Jarl and like other guardians is pretty good. Like Valda helps, but you need like 3 separate base of the mountains to actually make that matchup fine.
Oh, this is cool. They have like a placeholder art for fire, and it's like MS.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
They did that for the other one.
it's cool. I'm happy I get to play.
Yeah, Tegan's just playing Slay the Spire 2 right now. Alright, so there's Tear, which means this is probably going to be our base turn. It's kind of awkward, though. Don't love this. Hmm. Alternative play is we, like, activate Quiver of Abyssal Depths, but that's probably suspect. We could also give up Tunic plus Gold Baited Hook plus 3 block, but that's also kind of unappealing. I think that's the play, though, honestly. We still have to like crack a gold to try to find another blue here.
Do I need to spread the rice out?
Yeah, if you want to do that, that'd be great.
Okay, I'll try and find.
All right, let's do something like this. I think seems like a little awkward, but like it does seem like they're more offensive Jarl. So I think if we can take the tempo, then I think we should try to go for. So we're looking for blue here. That is good. So now we get to Arsenal Codex for next turn. Our opponent does have a lot of armor still. This is like kind of a little bit scary. I think the choice there was between base and just using Tunic plus our other piece. If our Tunic was on like 1 or something, I'd probably maybe try to keep it. But I think this is a tempo matchup if they're playing like more Ice Jarl. Yeah, that's my plan, honestly, Electrum, is to just like give them the Tunic here and then just try to like keep them off of having huge hands, because I think they're playing Ice Jarl, they want to have bigger hands generally. Um but yeah, I kind of like this line here. So we're pretty far ahead right now. Or we're not like pretty far ahead. We're like a couple points ahead, I think. Not like too significant, but like a decent amount, I'd say. This is could be pummel. If it is pummel, we'll just take the turn to reset. So we'll lose Codex, but can't play around it. They got it. They got it. Let's go ahead and turn over our gold to tip. So we're gonna lose Codex and Yellowfin if they have it, but if they don't have it, then that's fine. Oh, we're fine. This is actually like a fine seat. So like that CNC is fine because if they do use pummel, then we just like lose our arsenal and get to set up 3 oak for next turn. So we lose the tempo, but like we're not that far behind. But if they don't have the pummel, then this is actually like super fine for us. Yeah, we're good here. We're chilling. Um, Now I kind of want to actually try to hold on to this 3 oak. It's a little greedy, but I think in general it's probably worth it to hold on to 3 oak. So let's go and do that. We've not seen a lot of our big red harpoons. We still have like 5 of those left in the deck. So if we can like combo our 3 oak with a big red, that would actually be great. Let's go ahead and take the king shark here just because it's our biggest number. I promise we'll try to test if Iron Grip someone with a Frail Swing line eventually. All right, 7 for 10. The winner's bite's gonna be annoying, but not the end of the world. I think we're just still just taking the boulder drop. We don't really like we're so far ahead on damage that we don't really care about the E-strike. More so just care about disruption more than anything, and also taking the boulder drop, like, in case they did sandbag the pommel was like significantly better. I think we're actually fine here. So we pitch a Kraken, we 3-oak, blow the other Kraken. Oh, Terra Sunder. That's a little scary. That's actually not that bad. Because now if they just go for this, we can just give base. Only awkward thing about base is that we cannot add fortunately you can't add blocks to the chain, so that would be like the most efficient line. But we're just gonna go ahead and take the base here. And them not getting their Oakenolds is actually quite good for us. But should suffice here. So yeah, pretty clean there. Go ahead and fire off the Kraken. Ooh, okay, I guess we now have the choice here. So they didn't. So their arsenal is E-strike. So I believe. Okay, so what Ben and Nate and other folks have been telling me is you're actually supposed to send Kraken so that they can't fuse Oakenold, which I think makes sense. It's always an interesting choice. I think let's go. Let's follow, I guess, the heuristic of sending Kraken instead. I feel like it's always super close in my brain for these two. But denying Crumble to Eternity, specific, like having the ability to fuse it. Like I think Crumble, like if they have like an Oaken in Arsenal, I think it's like a lot more clear cut, I guess. But we're still in a fine spot here. We have seen 2 CNCs, so like the third CNC is slightly unlikely. What's to think about here? They have how much armor on board? They have 5, 8. Yeah, they still do got a bit of fridge left. Cody, I saw the thumbnail and I had to jump in. I would say no, it's not. Yeah, that's fair. I wish there was a better blue to actually put in the deck, but like our options are basically Frail Swing Line and like what is that other one called? Oh wow, their hand is all attacks. Okay. This is why I was like wanting to send Shark, to be honest, because like against aggro Jarl, they're very attack oriented generally. This hand's like kind of shit anyway, so I don't really care. Yeah, we're a few points ahead. Blue Yanti also very possible. I think there are a couple cards you can kind of fit in that spot. So one other one is like what is that card? Ripple Away. Like Ripple Away I think is pretty fine. Kind of into preference right now. I don't know. But yeah, we're still like very, very comfortable here. We're gonna be taking like 2 Frostbites. We have the blue in hand, we have the 3-oak, we have the Codex, so I have a hard time imagining this is gonna actually matter. Yeah, this game is like pretty over. The Jarls I've generally been struggling against are the more actually hold on, sorry, we fucked up. The Jarls I've generally been struggling against are the more kind of like earthy Jarls generally. But against like more aggro Jarls, unless they have like a crazy like pummel start at some point, I generally find it pretty easy. Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about cracking gold, and plus we're not finding anything anyway, so that's good. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just throw the Codex here, grab... I guess we'll grab Shark now, and then get immediately punished when they have, get punished when they have the, a hand of all, like, non-attacks. Yeah, like, the like, decomposey, like, earthy Jarl, that Jarl, I think, is, like, significantly scarier to me than just, like, a Fatigue Jarl or a, like, Ice Jarl, in my opinion. There are some things they can do with like channel peak expanse and stuff, which is like annoying, but I don't think it's actually like that good. Like this is like I'm assuming they're probably not on channel bleak here. We can probably verify that after the game. Right. It seems like they just had a Macho and E-Strike, so let's take a look at their deck. What were they on? They got the Ice Quakes, they got... Okay, so they're not really cooking a ton here. Just very ICRL, very aggro. Good game, though. Good game. But yeah. Channel Bleak is interesting, but like it also like kind of fucks up Jarl on their side because they can't like fuse Oakenolds and stuff, which is really funny. Alright. Pretty much finished my food. Let me go ahead and swap over. Alright, let me finish this like last bite. Alright, but yeah, we'll kind of talk a little bit about the deck for a couple minutes. Give me 1 second. Alright. Goodbye. Nope, sorry. Goodbye, Marlin. Goodbye, eating food screen. You know, Ice Lock is all... that card's like fine. I don't know. I feel undecided about it. Alright. Give me 1 second. Alright. Camera. Camera. Where's the last camera? Camera. Okay, we're back. Hello. Alright, let's go ahead and grab some more. Okay, so deck tech first. So this is a variant of Marlin. So we're gonna be doing the Marlin Council video sometime next week. Folks are busy, so didn't get the chance to put together. But this is kind of like one of the developments that I guess like Ben and Nate primarily have been working on. So Ben and Nate, those of you who don't know, they're Ben is from like a recent Marlin Council video, and then Nate also has been kind of brewing with Marlin a lot recently. I thought this was your pivot to being a V2. Oh no, that's a PNG tuber. Is that what it's called? I don't know. But anyways, this is a kind of like a variant of Marlin that's kind of based on a lot of the work that Pseudo or Ben and Nate both have kind of like put together. So basically, post Pen, because we have a lot of extra kind of like gold generation cards, specifically like Cheating Scoundrel, the deck composition has kind of changed a bit, basically. So instead of like running like a very low blue count, like I think Marlin lists in the past have basically been running like as low as like 30 blues, which I think is like, I think we kind of ended the last meta on around like 32 blues or something like that. But this list is like a lot heavier on the blues, so we're going up like 4 blues. I think there are a couple different ways you can kind of take the list. Like I think Ben and Nate at some point were on some other blues. I think they're on like Tip the Barkeep and stuff like that. But this is trying to keep that ratio the same while also just kind of running some of your bigger like kind of value cards. So I've actually liked having Gold the Tipple in these heavier blue lists because you basically get to like Pot of Greed, draw 2 cards, and just like cycle through your deck super fast. So that's kind of like the idea behind Golden Tipple. I might like this might change from like 3 to 2. And then the Frail Swing Lines also might become what do you call it? They might become the Rippleaways. But yeah, otherwise like the deck list hasn't changed too much, but basically another kind of like development was we cut Take Aim entirely. So with how much like loading the deck already does, you don't really generally need it. Take Aim is very good on like your 3-oak turns if you have it in Arsenal. But the situations where you like have that in reality are like very slim, or like it's not like actually that good. It's like good, but like a lot of times you're casting Take Aim. Like the best case scenario, you're casting Take Aim for just like a reload effect, which is basically like +1 gold if you kind of think about it. But without Take Aim, you're getting rid of a red in your deck, which can brick you super bad, and you're also kind of like cutting a 2-block red, which sometimes like if you have to block, you generally want to block with your like non-blues. So like having your reds actually block 3 is actually kind of important. But yeah, that's just generally like kind of like the developments. Again, we're gonna talk more about this like next week for like the Marlin Council video, but this is kind of like the deck list that I'm probably gonna bring to like ProQuest tomorrow. ProQuest, RTN, ProQuest, yeah. But yeah, let me go ahead and catch up with chat. Sorry, I was ranting there for a bit. Let me go ahead and see. OMG, first time witnessing a live stream because I'm from Europe. Hello, chat. Hello, Aurora. Hello, Forecast. How are you doing? Won't get out of bed for a Marlin list without Conk. Oh, I'm sorry. Conk is interesting. So I know a lot of people are actually working on like a Conk, like trying to fit Conk in, but it's just like kind of clunky for the most part. Like you can make it work with like the Shallow Water Shark Harpoon, but then like the real situations where you want Conk is like Conk into Codex, basically. and like getting that to line up is like surprisingly harder than it looks. So like that's like the optimal scenario is you like conk them, they like discard they destroy their arsenal or whatever, and then you like force a codex, shallow water, shark harpoon, whatever. But it's like very hard to line up. Not endless arrow is interesting, so I think you could actually kind of turn this into a bunch of different things. For right now it's endless arrow, but it probably doesn't matter. Like this can also be like tar pit trap. It can also just be like a remembrance. Like these three slots I think are pretty flexible. It's kind of like meta dependent, but I kind of expect a decent amount of gravy, so we're gonna go ahead and run those. Yeah, I know it's bad to have conk. Yeah, I wish conk was a bit better in this deck, but you just like it's so clunky. But like your biggest thing is like always wanting to activate Hammerhead every turn, and like conk kind of hurts that a bit, if that makes sense. But yeah, welcome everyone in. All right, let's go ahead and grab some more games. If you have any questions in chat, let me know, and I'll try my best to answer them. Although I will try to save a bit for the video that's coming out next week, where we're gonna go and record another like Marlin is solved video. All right, playing against Huntsman. Let me go ahead and down on this so I can just read this a little bit better. All right, playing against Huntsman. We go first, I believe. Yeah, we go first. All right. The nice part about Huntsman is we do get the quiver into them, which is kind of nice. And then Attire, Riches. I also run like one Battering Bolt, but I don't think it's actually like good in this matchup. No Riches. So Riches main deck is always interesting to me. I think it's reasonable, but like having there are some matchups where this is like definitely a liability. Like I think into KO, it's pretty rough. I think who else? I think here I'm just gonna take the opportunity to throw out the Shifting Tides. I also kind of want to like second cycle Codex. Could also just like try to block with the Redfin here. Oh, let's try to Arsenal Codex actually. Let's try to block with this or like this turn. I think. Spider's Blade's fine. Alright, into a Rob the Rich. So where is this one? This is looking for cost 2 or greater. That's fine. They probably don't have follow-up here, which is at least nice for us.
I beat it with Ironclad. Right.
Oh, Tegan first tried it?
First try.
Tegan first tried it. Oh, let me actually show myself just...
It's cool to give you start instead of there being like a fight. It's relic that it was like game 4 at the start of combat. So like I just did like world.
That's pretty sweet.
Times 9, 60. 7 times 9.
Damn, Tegan is a gamer. Sheesh.
What is 7 times? 63.
Tegan also figure out what 63 is.
Shut up! God, you're so mean to me.
I'm so mean.
If chat comments on me not being able to do math, I will be.
Notably cannot do math.
Shut
up. Okay, what do we want to do here? So it's like kind of a little awkward. We draw bad. Yeah. I actually wonder if Tipple was bad there. We have another option. I think we should have blocked more last turn. Okay. Actually, I'll justify this by saying we get to put a red fin in. How about that? We're cracking, so we do get to hook this, which is at least nice. But I think there was... I think we should have blocked more last turn. Like I think we should have blocked with the catch. Or what else do we have in our hand? We had the Redfin. It's like Redfin, Murderous Rebel, Yellowfin. Or no, so the Murderous Rebel is off the top, so it's like Redfin, Yellowfin. Ah. Interesting. Alright, no Codex, please. That'd be nice. See what they got here. Also no King Shark, no... what's another bad card? Oh, Throw Caution's fine. We take those. Alright, minus 3 cards in deck, which is annoying, but not the end of the world. Especially if they don't... Okay, double. Sure. Ouch. Well. What are we doing, chat? We at least get a gold out of this, which is nice. I think they actually probably should have thrown their gloves in front of this, but maybe they didn't. Okay, that's bad. That's pretty rough. Okay, it's still winnable, technically.
Oh, owie.
Owie, owie, owie.
Ouchie, wawa.
Ouchie, ouchie.
Oh, you got
Could be going better, but also could definitely be going worse.
Okay.
Seems nice though. Let's start with the rebel. See what's up. Alright, shallow water. Alright, so losing one of the best cards in our deck is definitely painful, but we will do our best here. So can we win with just King Kraken Harpoon or Redfin Harpoon? I guess they're both kind of the same.
You got owned.
Keegan's now being mean to me.
You deserve it.
That's kind of fair. Alright, at least our riches is advantage, so we can't complain too much. It looks like they are probably going to try to cash in their armor next turn. Get our shallow water. I think we're pitching the shallow water. So redfin or bluefin, I guess, is the question. I think it's redfin because most of their contract attacks are red generally. We do get the free hook from riches, which is nice. So now we are insulated, I guess, against the last hunter hunted, but seeing two of those that early is pretty rough for us. Slightly unlucky, but I think we could have maybe played around it somewhat. Could we have? I think if we like made a gold, discard a card. No, that doesn't really make. All right, eradicate double trouble codex. So that's actually good info. So it means they probably want to like throw the eradicate like codex on the back of it. So gotta be a little bit careful about that. So I think their play is like dagger that into codex. I guess they don't really have a great target for codex yet. I guess maybe they're actually just gonna go for CNC.
This looks like a nasty.
Lack of flick knives is whack here. I think a lot of them have been running Graven gloves. So either they're going to pitch the yellow to another dagger, or they're going to try to go for the YOLO. Okay, wait, does this actually make any sense? I think codex after this, but it's not even like good, right? Huh. Interesting. We can go ahead and block 4 on this if we want to, which we probably should do since they do want to try to reset their equips. They might honestly, okay, they don't want to give up the mask yet, that's fine. The Huntsman chat, as far as I know, I thought the consensus was that Graven legs plus flick knives, not black text plus Graven gloves. Okay, interesting. I have not been up to date on the latest Huntsman developments, so you'll have to forgive me. I've been seeing a lot of Graven glove though. Maybe someone else has been doing some propaganda for that. Okay. Need a blue off the top real bad here. We could have also knock on greedy. Okay, can we go one deeper? We could also just give up here. Giving up is sometimes correct. Going to no gold is particularly painful. Yeah, I think we're giving up this one. Going to 1 gold is like super rough. I mean, they can still use Codex CNC if you don't block. Can they? Because this doesn't have go again, right? They would have to. They'd have to like double dagger, right? Yeah. So they could eradicate, but they wouldn't have to go again because we blocked on the we blocked on it, right? We are opening ourselves up to Codex, which is annoying, but not maybe the end of the world. The King Shark getting banished is definitely pretty bad, though. We'll have to say that. Looks like they're not super react heavy, at least from an initial look. Okay. Cut to the taste, double trouble, plunder the floor. So this is interesting. So their play is gonna be dagger, pitching double trouble with tunic, plunder the poor, cut to the chase, and then try to hit the black text on that. Is that the play? Alternatively, they can just like go for codex, but I don't know if that's right. Is there like an easy way for them to codex here? I guess if they want a codex, they have to like double dagger or something. I think that it has to involve the black text here. So we're maybe just going to take a little bit of a reset turn here and just like block 9 on 7, arsenal our own codex. Oh, I'm excited to see how this one plays out. I haven't really gotten to test the new list with Huntsman as much as I'd like. So I think this is probably going a little poorly for us just because of the King Shark banish. So okay, so black text plus this, we'll put this to hold on. I need to actually, what does that card say? Cut to the chase? What are the card's called? Cut to the chase. Target assassin card with contract gets +3. So they cannot use that on this. So it's random contract card, like 0-4 contract card, plus cut to the chase, which they cannot use on this. So this means this is coming in for 5. So what that means is hand still sucks here, which is fine-ish, but we can do this. So this will pump to 5, right? And then we can like make a Goldfin cheating scoundrel it and like maybe fire that. Alternatively, we can like just get a random Kraken to send at them, but that kind of feels like we're wasting codex. I think this is the block. Yeah, they don't. We know what their hand and arsenal is. So like this play doesn't make a ton of sense to me. I don't know. It's a weird play. Okay. So what is the play? So I think this is Goldfin turn, I believe. We might not be hooking here, but that's fine. So my play here is I want to draw blue and then hopefully throw the cheating scoundrel on the Goldfin. Okay, we did not draw the blue. So in that case, the alternative play here is what? We can actually just try to go for the codex now. We have a couple 3 oaks left in the deck. Yeah, I think we're going for codex now, which is unfortunate, but probably just kind of what we gotta do. I feel like I've not been drawn too hot, but that's okay. Is what it is. So this might buy 9 block or something, and then they like try to do something codex. So if they like keep a blue here, they actually just go like dagger, codex, CNC. Pretty good. I think we're actually playing this one all right. Like they are low-ish on life, and like us having perfect information is quite useful here. And so maybe D-React is kind of what I'm expecting. Okay, D-React makes sense. So there's the Plunder Pour. So they have 1 unknown card in hand. And then I'm assuming it's probably just a blue. At least a blue would make sense with the Codex and Arsenal. Probably like the most efficient thing they could do. Never lucky. Alright. One of these days we'll get lucky. Ooh! Real oh no, this doesn't do anything. I was gonna get so excited there. Shit. Okay. Damn. We could make them discard a card. I will pass though. I got so excited there because I'm like, oh, we can discard their blue, but that's not how anything works. Okay, so that's actually kind of fine still though. So we discard a port side, block here, seafloor salvage, and just set up some gold. Not actually the worst thing in the world. So let's get back. Another choice, I guess, is between Kraken and Redfin. So Arachne tends to not actually run that many non-attacks. I feel like it's actually probably just Redfin. So close. Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and take the red fin. We discard, I guess... Swing Line's funny for late game, which we have... Alright, we use 2 codex. I mean, it's not actually that... They're getting robbed. What? I think they get CNC always right here, right? Yep, okay, so there's CNC. We get red fin. We discard... Line, I guess. Swing Line's not going to be relevant here, unfortunately, because we used 2 codexes already. Alright, so unfortunately we do have to give up a little bit of tempo here, but not the end of the world. Now let's go ahead and turn over... Probably just a codex, so they can't remembrance it back if they are running remembrance in this matchup, which it looks like they might be. Looks like they're fat decking like slightly. Oh, shoot. Wait, sorry, hold on. I blocked with the wrong card. I meant to block with the, hold on. Meant to block with the, not C4 salvage. That's my bad. Block. Alright, so we do get some gold set up here, which is nice. That being said, we are giving them full tempo, which is scary. Not the end of the world. It looks like they are running some number reacts in their deck, so like very well could just be like a kind of crap turn from them. Yeah, sorry. That was me just autopiloting. Salvage. Alright. Talishar being awkward. That's fine. Yeah, I like talked about block or playing the C4 salvage, but I just like didn't do it for some reason. This hand's really good if we get to keep it. Like we're probably just gonna be saying no blocks here for the most part. Unless they're doing like a surgical extraction or something. They can't buy 1 piece of equipment back here if they want it. Yeah, they might be trying to use their black text this turn. I don't know if we can always like keep affording to like keep them off of it though. Like we might just have to let them hit at some point. And I think now is probably that point, especially when they've already gotten rid of their codex. They could have another CNC here, which would be annoying. Like we could block 6 here, but I'm kind of feeling like I want to close this game sooner rather than later because of the King Sharks. So there's the equips. Sure. So hoping the follow-up here isn't as bad. I think if we want to play that safe, we could have blocked on there, but like I kind of want to just try to kill them. How every relationship of mine has started. Yeah, that's fair. Alright, Proggy Doggy. Give up Tunic. What? They could also have Justinic, which we can't play around anyways, so let's get greedy. Greed is good! Greed is good! Yes. That was actually kind of huge for us. Losing Tunic does suck, but not the end of the world. Cool. Let's go ahead and rip a Redfin at them. So it does look like they are like a little bit less fatiguey. It's hard to tell these days, though. They might just not have seen their reacts. Alright, so we might want to order our eye so that we give them the crappiest card for the Banish here, which I guess is a Taya. How many Shifting Tides have we seen? Seen no Shifting Tides. We could also draw the Ataya if we think they're on a D-React, which is reasonable. We don't really care. I mean, we do care about our shifting going in the sense that we're like running out of cards in deck. Can we actually? So we have 1 floating, draw. Yeah, so we have 2 floating, I believe. Actually, we do want to draw a Taya, so we can shuffle with Quiver if they do have the last react here. I think. So so we do this. We already activate cannon. Oh, we don't have a way to pitch the cannon though. Oh, actually, wait. We do have a way to pitch the cannon. But that would require us using that and not for... I guess they only have 1 left, so maybe we just do this anyways? Alright, this has been a really interesting line. Alright, so we shuffle those 3 back. And then we've not made a gold this turn, so we just do this. I think that was a play, kind of. If the sequencing felt awkward because I wanted to like pitch a Taya, but we didn't. We already like activated the bow. Huh. It's interesting. Yeah, I think that was a cool play. I don't know if it was a good play. Like, we're probably still losing this game because of the King Shark vanishes, but like, that was a cool play. So hoping they have okay, 0-4 react is good for us. Hoping they don't have a second one. I think if they don't have a second one, we're chilling. That was a legal sequence of plays, exactly. I think that was actually like a pretty good play. IMO. Alright, they had the double react here, which is not the end of the world. Depends what the last card in hand is, obviously. They did not sink. Last card's Eradicate, which they cannot play yet, so that's actually kind of good. Alright, so the tempo has been firmly shifted over to us, which is great. Looks like they maybe want to sink that instead. Is that their play? Maybe they thought they had Tunic coming up, which I think is reasonable. Okay. They shifted. They sunk into a red. Greedy, so greedy. All right, we will try to capitalize on their greed. They didn't want to just deny us the gold there. Fascinating. All right, let's go ahead and do this. How many reds are left in our deck? We have 3 oaks are gone. We shouldn't have. I mean, we have another crack. We have another 2 krakens in our deck, but we shuffled, so like we haven't. Like this is basically a fresh deck. I think I like getting greedy here. Okay, is rewarded. No way they blocked 17, right? Let's hope. If we can snipe a Codex here, that'd be great. I think they've already used 2 or 1 of them. So I think they pitched 1, used 1, so we should have another one coming up at some point. If we get juiced by reacts here, that's not the end of the world, though. Like, actually, losing Hook is not, like, the worst thing in this matchup, because we do run Riches. So if this is double red react, then we're kind of in trouble. Okay. I think that was a worthwhile gamble. So we are winning pretty hard on the tempo game, at least. But now we need to win on the fatigue game as well. They have 7 block here. They could have theoretically had it, but like sometimes you just gotta get a little greedy. So this is most likely just double banish, in which case we are fine with that. So like we can give up. So option 1 is we block with the King Kraken. Option 2 is we give them like they can get 2 banishes here, put us to 25. This is reasonable. So they are. It looks like they are on the 0-4 reacts, or like all of them, or most of them. Bluefin kind of hurts a little bit, but not the end of the world. Actually, should we be cracking gold here? It's only really profitable if we draw into a +3, and we'd have to use 3 gold to do that, so I don't think that's worth. Go ahead and just keep sending our King Krakens here, so we're not going to hook this one. Seems a little risky. So we do know that their arsenal is Codex, or their arsenal is a CNC, 1 other card in hand. We're doing pretty well for losing the King Sharks, I will say. Like, this is probably one of the better cards. Like, losing all 3 of these, like, turn 2 is pretty bad. Like, the most brutal cards in this matchup are probably the King Sharks and the Codexes, because that just, like, takes out some of your biggest ones, and then, like, I think losing Redfin hurts. I think what else hurt. Like, 3-0 kind of doesn't hurt as bad as you would think it does. That makes sense. Maybe they had an all red hand. Oh, Justinik. Sorry, that's actually good information. We're not supposed to arsenal here. Skip. So they can buy back their glove again. Okay, they want to go for hat instead. Okay, so they don't even want to send the CNC. Or maybe they didn't have it. So let's start making some gold fins here. Gonna pitch to riches. Or actually, do we want a gold fin now? How much gold do we have? We have 3 gold sitting. We could actually just cycle this now. The tipple. I think I like that more. Yeah, let's go ahead and use up our tipple here. This line's gonna get a little bit weird, but I think it kind of makes sense. So we need to crack 1 more gold, I think. So they give us the mask. So we're just sending a yellow fin here, but that's fine. We do still have 1 last hunter hunted, but we've basically gone through most of our deck at this point, so it's not actually that bad. It's an 11 here, which is pretty good. And they are running Eradicate, which could be a hit off of this potentially. I think they'd sunk 1. This one is also turned over, so they could have another one theoretically. Or like a shred or something. Oh, they did have a yellow shred. Okay. Not too bad. Right, there's last hunter hunted. And unfortunately, we didn't really have a lineup where we just had the extra blue kind of hanging out, but this shouldn't be as bad, especially when it doesn't have the chance to hit riches. Golden tipple. Okay, so they just got 1 golden tipple. This is not the end of the world, I think. They are still sitting on CNC, but we're just going to never give them the opportunity to use it, hopefully. So let's start cracking a little bit of gold here. So this is like kind of one of the hands that I think I'm supposed to be cracking for. And this is kind of awkward. I think we're cracking at least 1 to 2 more gold. Need to find a little bit of action here. Okay, that's not necessarily action. Let's do 1 last one. Okay, so now we can salvage and like just set up a shifting here. So we've used a lot of gold, but it's not the end of the world. So let's do that. Make our gold fin. It's like a little bit greedy, but we did leave ourselves open to always gold finning. Now we have this. That's actually better, right? Because I don't actually want to play these out. Let's just go for the gold tip, and then we can like just start sending the gold fins. Kind of maybe just pivot to our fatigue plan for a little bit. Yeah, Tasha, I like that play of arsenaling the ponder. Just because like we know they have CNC in there, like I don't really want to give them like CNC basically just takes 2 cards out of our deck if we give them an open arsenal, right? But I actually like trying to hold the Goldfin here because like if they CNC our Goldfin, I don't really care. It's like a little annoying, but like not the end of the world. Now we get to take their CNC. This pitch is pretty bad, but we'll try to make it work. It's a little bit better. So we are tempoing them really good here. We have maybe, looks like 4 more red reacts left. It's not too bad. And we are sitting on Goldfin and Arsenal, which means like we are kind of insulated against Codex and like another CNC. I guess they've already used all 3. So we're actually kind of doing fine here. The biggest concern is honestly just cards in deck, which we can kind of figure out from here. So we're losing our Goldfin, which is not the end of the world. We do have a Taya coming back around, so this is just basically vanilla damage, ostensibly. And then now we get to fire off the Ataya, which is great. So let's go ahead and send another Kraken. Winning with just Krakens is kind of funny, assuming that we are winning, which maybe we are, maybe we aren't. Okay, so I think I'm just going to not send the Rabble here. And I think we're just going to send the Kraken. Just for 9. Setting up our Redfin and Arsenal is pretty relevant. They've used 2 Codexes, so it should mostly just be deck disruption at this point. Like, they don't really have... I guess they have Leave No's. So that's one thing we have to be a little bit careful about. Leave No is basically just CNC, so should be fine. Fate, which will cost an extra... Yeah, this is not looking too bad, despite losing the, like, some pretty good cards early, I think. Alright, let them do. Cody asks, is release the tension ever a possibility for Marlin? So let me paint you some historical context for release the tension. Oh wow, this is like not great for them. So release the tension was really good in Azalea. because the way that Azalea made use of it was she had Dominate, right? Dominate was very, very strong because, like, if you're she basically could combo like release the tension with like a seek and destroy effect or like a lace with inertia or something, and that was really good. The issue why it's not as good now, okay, this is kind of interesting. I guess we will just go ahead and give them. This feels bad. Do I actually? So hold on. Sorry, I'll get to that in a second, Cody. Um, but let me think about this. So if we lose Redfin, we're functionally losing 2 cards in deck either way, right? So we should just block and not take the 2 card loss from here and also save the gold. Okay, that makes sense. But anyways, Release Attention was really good in Azalea, right? Because they had Dominate, they had effects like Lace with Inertia, they had Seek and Destroy. The reason why it's not as good as Marlin now is because you're missing a lot of those effects, just because they're like kind of too costly to run. So now you're kind of having to, like it just doesn't really work with her kit unless you're also coming with those effects. But those effects are red, so it's like super awkward. And Release Attention specifically also only works on D-Reacts from Arsenal, and a lot of times they'll just like you kind of see here, right? They'll just like draw D-React in hand, so like doesn't actually help all that much, or as much as you would like kind of think it would. But that's like the main reasons why like the card doesn't really see play. Like I think it's fine if you want like a budget kind of like a Taya. Like I think that's like the best use case, but like other than that, it's like pretty bad. Okay, so we got the excessive. Let's go ahead and just give these two. This is nice here because we can actually start doing our Goldfin loop. We just kind of need to have enough buffer for where that is fine. So we do have a little bit of life to work with, but I'm a little concerned. So hopefully we can just start overpowering them to death. They do have some number of reacts left, so it looks like one last sync, and then maybe some sigils, which I don't think we've seen yet. Yeah, so like it's a combination of Dominate being bad, and then also like so Dominate was really good, right? Because if they can only block with a react from like Arsenal and like one react from hand in the best case scenario. But Overpower is significantly worse because they can basically block with as many reacts from hand as they want to. So it's like it's pretty bad. Right, is that last leave now? That is last leave now. Okay, that's good. So we just need to figure out how we can close the game. So we just need to keep blocking. Let's go ahead and give we banish the Codex, and then let's banish. They have another yellow here that I care about. I don't see one. Oh, we could actually just get rid of the gloves here, because we don't actually need the extra gold, right? I think that's reasonable. Banish the gloves. Yeah, so increase the tension was also something I played around with for a while. But increase the tension also kind of just like has its own issues, so I don't know. It's like kind of awkward. Like a lot of the buffs are just super awkward regardless, fortunately. Also, is that all 3 codexes, chat? I can't actually remember. Might have been. There's surgical, which is just another 6 block. So we do need to be a little careful here. We do have a Taya, I guess, if they do have another react here. So we can actually use gold to draw Bluefin, which is probably relevant. You need to find riches at some point, but sending Bluefin is like basically the same as sending this. So let's go ahead and draw off this. Makes sense. We still have that one last, or no, sorry, was that last? Oh yeah, okay, so we are actually all out of our 0 for 4 react. Sorry, I was not paying attention. So that's good. We do still have the surgicals to deal with. Maybe sigils, which I don't think we've seen yet, but I don't think they have those. It's mainly just like the actual attack reactions that we kind of have to worry about at this point. Okay, we got one over there. That's nice. All right, there's our riches back around. Oh, is this just a Nick? Wait, did they block with the just a Nicks? They have one just a Nick left. Can we afford to play around it though? I don't know if we can. Get a blue off the top, they banish a blue. This is kind of an interesting spot. I don't think so. I think if they have the Nick, they just win, right? Let's give them the yellow and hope they don't have it. These one time. Shred is pretty bad. Okay, yeah, Shred's bad. I guess it's kind of like the same as just a Nick, ostensibly. I guess we lose less life though, which is valuable. As long as they don't have a yellow here. I don't even think we have any yellows left. We take a blue. I guess we like send Bluefin here or something. Interesting. So we can hook this if we want to. This is coming down to the wire. I mean, we might just be losing if they have more hand disruption is the issue. If they have another surgical lined up here, like a persuasive, we could be in pretty bad shape. I also maybe should have not arsenaled that, but whatever. Very nice, expensive hand here. Some new Sage Terra builds. I've been thinking about them. I need to figure out how the meta kind of shakes up, though. I feel like there are a lot of, like, kind of unknowns. I definitely maybe should have not arsenaled there. Alright, so that was a mild punt on my part, although I don't think it mattered a ton. Alright, well, I guess we don't lose a card in deck, which is... I don't... Maybe it doesn't actually matter there. Interesting. So... Make a Goldfin. Salvage, turnover. So the awkward part here is we're not chaining our hold together very well. Yeah, we might be cooked here. Oh shit, I can't load. Right. Sorry, whoopsie. Maybe they'll let me undo. Okay. So we do this now. Okay, so we might be screwed here. That's fine though. I forgot. Okay, so actually losing the Redfin was... I don't think it mattered still, though. Yeah, I think they just had too much disruption maybe in the late game. But we'll see. They could have a brick turn here. Oh, if C4 salvage was heart? Yeah, that would be nice and expensive. Alright, so now I take out riches, which is bad. Rob the rich, eradicate. Yeah? Yeah, ours... Well, was Arsenal... No, I should have made a Goldfin and Arsenal that, right? I think. I don't know if it matters, though. Maybe it does matter. So now we have a little bit of gold to at least work. The question is whether or not they can present 7 damage, which is likely. I guess we might as well... You want to hook? No, I don't think we can actually hook yet. Might just be dead to daggers. Interesting. Alright, we have to have faith in overpower. I think that's it. Now we blame it on losing the King Shark. Honestly, not having King Shark is pretty bad in this matchup. But we got pretty close, actually. This is basically just on hit do nothing, although it does put us in dagger range, which is bad. Yeah, I think they deterministically have it now. 1 for 5 is pretty good. We're super close there. I think if they didn't hit like the double... Like, actually hitting both of these super early was pretty bad because we lose like all 6 copies of our Throw Caution and our King Shark. Throw Caution's also like pretty good in this matchup, I think. Oh, we also tried... I assume we were dead, but yeah. Probably should have made our Goldfin or whatever. But yeah, I think that matchup was super close. I think maybe there's some opportunity to like not play out as many cards. Like maybe we were a little cavalier with like some of like the D4 salvage and stuff, and we should save it for blocking. Maybe we also should have like just been Goldfinning a lot more. It's hard to tell though, like when is the opportunity to pivot. Let's actually see what they had left. So they had just attacks left. So our overpower would have started mattering. If we had like 2 more turns, I think we actually maybe get there. Little unfortunate though. All right. Yeah, the specs will just be tied to the talent and class. So we'll see a Lightning Illusionist card that only Ziggy can play. So there's no reason to make it a spec. Oh, interesting. Is that how they're going to be doing it? Very cool. Yeah, I know a lot of people are excited about the set. I think I am optimistic. I guess maybe the best word. I think there's gonna be. I really hope they do something cool with it. I guess is the yeah, the King Shark early was pretty rough. All right. Do we want to showcase how bad the Valda matchup is? I guess we can. So let's go. What do we want to actually? Going first. All right, we're going first. Owning Hood, Quiver, Base. So this is one of our like truly terrible matchups. Let's bring in a Taya. I think I do like this basically. This is what I've been trying. Let's see how this works. Okay, they disconnected. Thank God. We don't have to show off the Valda matchup. That's fantastic. I put the 3 Oaks back in the deck. Oof, Valda. Kind of hoping that's how they go forward with Talented Heroes. Kira TOA truly was a set of all time. Yeah, that's fair. Valda only runs 3 D-Reacts at most, right? I think she normally can run a couple more. Ooh, okay. This is get some more Cilia practice. So I'm gonna keep trying to force the King Kraken strat and see how that kind of works out for. I kind of semi believe in the strat. Like it's actually kind of felt good that like because these do hit like some of the shocks, so I think I kind of like just having 2 here and just going like 34 blues. Okay, it seems like they also us. All right, Reiner, we can do Reiner. All right, let me go fast so that they cannot copy. Let's do that. We got the trench. Crown. We can also go Honing Hood. Let's try out the Honing Hood. Probably wrong though. Yeah, let's go ahead and just use the. I think the Honing Hood might be a little too cute. Sure. Oh, you like Fragment? That keyword is actually very cool. I think that's probably the like the Ziggy stuff. I think they're pretty cool. Like just a lot of their what do you call it? Like the abilities that they might have, I think are pretty exciting. In terms of like an illusionist, like having like a maybe more proactive illusionist would be kind of interesting. And I'm assuming they also probably can't like attack with like the ward auras or whatever. Let's do gold tip. Going off gold here is like a little awkward. Cannot technically give the hook here just yet. So going off an arsenal is a little bit painful, but we'll make it work. When is Honing Hood good? So Honing Hood is kind of like an experimental thing. It's basically so if you think about Honing Hood in the context of how we've always thought about Honing Hood, it's very good into decks where okay, so historically we've only used Honing Hood into basically like a few different matchups. It's basically been like Valda and the Marlin mirror, like those very like niche matchups basically. So that's like the historically like what we've used it for, but you can also kind of use it to cheese some matchups where you go second into like something you're like not favored into, and you can kind of like cheese wins that way. If you go like second in a Dio, one thing you can do, or like one thing that's been kind of experimented with, is just like running Honing Hood going second in a Dio, just so you like get a free arsenal going first, if that makes sense. So it seems like they discard the Kraken. Don't have a way to load, unfortunately, so I think we're just giving it a hand. Oh, like the stream for more cheese? Thank you, Donnie. But yeah, so like Honing Hood is a card that is like very good in specific matchups. Like into Marlin, it's like very good. But you can also kind of think about it as a way to potentially cheese some of like the aggro matchups where you're like unfavored in like going first or second. That's kind of how I think the best way to think about it. So like you can run it into a Cilio think. That one I think we're not sure if that is like a Honing matchup or not, but I think it might be. Dash IO I think is one. They're gonna take the hand here. We have 3 Oak, which is nice. But I don't think I'm like throw caution yet. This actually might just be the trench turn. They do have go again on this, so it's pretty likely the trench is going to get full value. Let's go ahead and just pop the trench here. but that's kind of how you can think about Honing Hood. I'm undecided on whether or not I like it yet, but I know Ben and Nate have been kind of messing around with it. But this should, I think, be getting full value. Because they also have the Wild Ride here, so yeah, it's pretty good. So I imagine they're probably just finishing on the Meat Axe. You have a lot of armor out of the way from them, so it's like not that bad right now. Alright, so let's actually just go ahead. Yeah, we already have the 3 oaks, so we might as well just play the Throw Caution. Yellow's whatever. Alright, not actually that bad of a turn for us. That being said, their turn was pretty scary. Alright, so we did get full value out of our fridge, though, so that, I think, did save us at least 7 points of life there, which is always nice. And then let's go ahead and just rip the 3 oak. So Kraken is actually surprisingly okay in the Reinar. I'm going to overpitch the yellow here just so that we can sandbag a blue. And then we have 4 here, plus react, plus card. I know did they pitch the Reckless last turn? I wasn't paying attention. I think Hook still feels a little greedy. I know some Reinars are running D-Reacts, and we did see that. I can't remember if the Reckless was in pitch, though. Someone in chat might remember. Oh, I guess they also had the Thick Hide Hunter, sure. So, not the end of the world. They're gonna be put on a lower card hand, which is at least nice for us. We can send like the Krakens back and forth, or back to back. I think that's pretty good. All right, so all the armor's out of the way, and then we have a what looks like it could be a pretty mid turn this turn. Hopefully, if they have like a Strongest Survivor or something, that could be a bit awkward. But other than that, I think we're actually kind of fine here. So let's go ahead and just pad the life total just a little bit here. I think. We already have like a good enough turn here anyways. And like 3 oak probably means we're keeping an arsenal. Okay, this is great. Let's go ahead and rip that Kraken. Goldbait Hook should be free here, I believe. So it looks like they're on like a more aggro Meat Axe Reinar, which means that we probably can start getting a little bit more aggressive with Hook. It's always hard to tell, though, because some Reinars are on, like, some number of D-Reacts, which makes it a little bit scarier. Alright, this could be a problem hand. Yep. The No Disruption is at least semi-nice. Another 3 oak I will take. The 3 oaks and the Codexes have been lining up in weird ways. Hold on, I got a DM from someone. Hold on. Okay. So they discard the beast.
Oh, Rob and I are talking about it.
Oh, yeah. Keegan and Rob are talking about Slay Spire. Alright, so hopefully no crazy follow-up here. Okay, so... Do we want to YOLO on the Throw Caution? Not seen it. I feel like we've seen a bunch of reds, right? I feel like this Throw Caution is like semi-likely to hit the 3. If it doesn't hit the 3, then we just lose Codex, which is not the end of the world. I think I like taking the risk line. Okay. Rewarded, which is great. We get to stave off a little bit of damage here. Again, these two lining up together is definitely a bit awkward, but not the end. Okay. Trophy shot is good. So we've evened out the life totals, and we get to strip a card here and set up an arsenal. So I think we're just barely ahead. Morning, chat. How's it going?
Morning.
Yeah. Tianern, where are you from? That is morning. That's very cool. So we can take, I guess we always take the Reckless here, right? That's me. They brick their hand pretty bad here now. They can Meat Axe if they want to, but maybe they're just passing. So they always arsenal the Blood Rush here, right? I believe so. Do we not take the... Oh, you're from Singapore. Okay, welcome to the chat. It's always funny to me, like who actually watches the stream. I know there's a lot of people from Brazil who also watch the stream. So shout out to my Brazilian fans out there. So do we not take the blue there? So the logic behind not taking the blue is that I think it was like a blue 3 cost, right? So they have Blood Rush and a blue. If they send Medax, there's like a good chance they discard their Blood Rush, right? Is that how Medax works? Discard, draw a card, discard a random card. They're like taking a 50-50 on the Blood Rush, basically. Was kind of my logic there. So dark. No, I think I still want to send this, right? Send this, draw the Codex, bottom the shark. This makes sense. Start this. So if, I believe they always arsenal the Codex there. I'd be very surprised if they didn't. But yeah, thank you for joining the stream. Very, very cool. Non-US chat. Yeah, what countries is everyone from in the chat? I'm kind of curious. Tegan and I are from the US, unfortunately. But you know, we're doing our best here. But yeah, okay, so they did Arsenal Blood Rush, they have another blue in hand, and then 3 other cards to work with, so it could be fine. Non-US check is always funny though. Alright, show strength. Axe, yeah. So we get the discard. I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, so this actually works out fine for us, right? They don't have go, or no, they do have go again. They used how did they get go again? Sorry, am I missing it? Oh, do they have like an agility or something? Oh yeah, it's hand sketch. That's why. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. Hey, we do have a couple Brazilians in here. Hell yeah! Welcome, welcome. Saint Vincent, little Caribbean island. Oh, okay, awesome. Puerto Rico, Chile. The wonders of modern technology, right? Crazy. But yeah, thank you all for stopping by. We got another Brazil? Hell yeah. Why? You gotta explain this to me, Brazilians. I don't like. Is Brazil actually like? Is Flesh and Blood like really popular in Brazil? I've never obviously been, but very, very cool. Let's go and just crack some gold, have a little fun. But yeah, it's funny because I see that on the analytics sometimes. Like a lot of people from Brazil actually watch the stream, which is kind of funny. They have a calling, so it has to be somewhat big. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, is it like the biggest like TCG? Like, is Brazil like a big TCG hub in like South America? I'm actually very curious about this. Yeah, hold on. Let me actually look at our analytics real quick. I'm kind of curious. How do I do? Hold on. I might need to like do. Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me kill them first. Okay. So analytics, new channel. All right. Good game. Oh, sorry, Shawberry. I was taking a look. Okay, so I go to manage videos. So I'm very curious where people are from. Audience, and I don't like really look at like the YouTube stats all that much because I kind of don't care. But it like I think we did dig into it a bit. All right, so top geographies. So number 1 is United States, which is like 36%, which kind of tracks. And then we have Brazil is actually beating out Canada right now. And we have Canada, Germany, UK, and then Australia, France, Philippines, Italy, Japan, and then Singapore. Yeah, very, very cool. It's always funny just to kind of see. Yeah. And bon night to you all. Oops, sorry. I just knocked over the camera. That's my bad. I think it's the 5th most popular TCG game in Brazil. Okay, that makes sense. That's actually pretty sweet. Slow rolling the Weinar. Sorry. But yeah, I don't know. It's always interesting to just kind of hear where like folks kind of find me from. It's kind of funny. All right, hold on. Let's game here. I think it's cool.
Yours crazy. Your big character's crazy.
Okay.
It's got like an additional
Am I grabbing the right link? There we go. All right. Oh boy, Dory. All right, so we run base. This matchup's also pretty scary. I'm curious. So they're gonna have me go first. Means I don't run Honing Hood. Means I do run the Battering, cut the Shark, Aya Riches. I think I also cut like one throw caution, one grapple in this matchup. I think that's how I've been doing it. I think I kind of like this. Yeah, let's run it. Yeah, blind night to you too. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Yeah, it's pretty cool to just like stream to a bunch of people. All right, we have the Kudo. Fascinating. I think I'm just gonna try to go for the tipple here. Could end up giving them some filtering, but I think that's kind of okay. Frail swing line could be good, but not quite just yet. Could actually just play out the swing line if we wanted to just give them a frailty. Just reasonable. Oh no, my weapon swings. I can't swing Hammerhead Harpoon. Unlucky. Oh, they're actually just gonna take the tipple. Okay. Sure. So, debating whether or not I actually want to play the swing line out here. I think it's semi-safe. It's close. I think I'm gonna go for it. Giving them a frailty is semi-relevant. Okay. Battering bolt. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't have given the frailty. This now feels a little weird. This is so I think we're actually just like not ending here. So actually, okay, maybe the frailty was actually a punt. I think if we drew another blue, it would be a little bit better, but I think sometimes you get punished for that. All right, let's go ahead and hook at least. Maybe they won't respect it. That's totally fine. But I think I like saving the battering bolt here. I feel like sending battering bolt for 10 and then arsenaling cheating is also... Maybe that's better, though. Huh. Simply swing line and then draw a swing. That's the plan, right? Because we want to chain the swing line. I think there's a better play. Maybe actually was sending the battering bolt better. I wanted to kind of like keep this in Arsenal because this is one of our better disruptive effects. So maybe that's wrong. Maybe we're supposed to send it for 10 and just Arsenal the cheating scoundrel there. Kind of interesting. If we drew the second swing line, that'd be dope though. I think this is a hand that wants to just eat a Dawnblade, I imagine. Let's see what they do though. This hand screams to me, just eat the Dawnblade and make them have it. I think I would have swing line, cannon, pass, and then arsenal the 3-oak since it's turn 0. That's reasonable as well. I think that's also not bad. Because that means we aren't using the power card there. We get to like arsenal that. Yeah, I think I actually like that as well. So this doesn't have go again, so we make them use the bolters here if they want to use it. If they don't want to use it, then that's also fine. I don't want to give them reprise in case it's glint. It'd specifically be annoying. Yeah, that first turn might have been a punt, but let's see if we can recover from there. All right, so it looks like they do have the go again off the beat, which makes sense. We could be seeing like Brave Forge plus this. So I think we are supposed to maybe just give them awkward. Curious to see if they'll pay to make like a pump into the bracers here. They do get dominated again, which is definitely a little annoying. Yeah. So the awkward part about this hand is if I want to give them the seafloor salvage, then we're going off gold. So we could actually just give them the bluefin, pitch the big game, go to like stay gold neutral. Because the big game trophy shot on the battering bolt's not super appealing. So I kind of maybe just like forcing them to have the Iron Song here. And then we like salvage. Oh, so we put the yellow. Okay, we already have a yellow in the bin. This makes sense. So we want them to have like, if they have a react here, that's not the end of the world. Like, I want them to use it here as opposed to like holding on to it. Have any more PQs coming up? I'm actually starting my PQs, which is kind of funny because we don't really have any Sage ones really around where I'm from. But yeah, so haven't really been practicing a ton of Sage for that reason. Mostly just been trying to get some Marlin reps down. Let's go ahead and send our battering bolts. Okay, that's nice. Get another Codex here. I do think that the most important card in this matchup is generally the Krakens. Like the Krakens feel so much more impactful than the battering bolts, but I think they're both good. Kind of just have to run the battering bolts in this matchup, unfortunately. I always like feel pretty bad about battering bolt into decks where they can like block super efficiently. It's always kind of like a little bit of a downside. Like it's nicer when they don't have, like it when it's like a Cilio, right, and they like can't block with the cards, or they're Fang and their cards block for like two, like one or two less generally. But yeah. Yeah, I also have a CC one tomorrow, so I gotta put my deck together. I have like half a Marlin deck kind of somewhere. Oh, I saw you had a matchup. So the matchup info is not super helpful. Because I kind of just use it for first second. I haven't actually like made the sideboard for this list, but I can post it in chat if you want. I think this is like pretty close to what I'm playing tomorrow. I might make a couple swaps depending. Let me see if I can find chat. Give me 1 second. Chat. There. All right. Chat's here. I go ahead and post it. Oh, actually, there. Here, I'll post it in YouTube there. Yeah, no problem. If you want to go ahead and like, I wouldn't take the what do you call it, the actual like sideboard notes as anything. Just kind of like use it more as like a first second or whatever. That's kind of what I would recommend. So this hand's a bit awkward. Funny thing is they can't give this go again, which is at least nice. I think I kind of like doing this, getting the Kraken in the yard, then we get to send Kraken next turn. Seems good. They could theoretically pop like these two, but I don't think that's good. So I think we're just doing... Losing the Codex here kind of sucks, but we can always shuffle, technically, with the Quiver. So not too bad. We are sitting in a pretty good spot. They don't have any counters, which is nice. We are sending the Kraken. We do have some armor we have to work through, but it's not the end of the world. Life totals are like fairly even. So not too bad. I'm still lost about what to play this season, and I'm going to Yokohama. What kind of decks do you like, TM Nerd? Kind of like I think there are a lot of pretty viable decks right now. Like Marionette's pretty good. I think Verdance is not too bad. Hey Captain Mello, how's it going? It feels like there are a lot of pretty decently viable decks at the moment. Alright, looks like we have the all reaction hand, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Funny part is, I guess they can't really use all these unless they want to pop Courage. So, I guess that's fine. Not too bad. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, Base of the Mountain, I think the logic with this card is you basically just use it to reset Dawnblade counters if they ever kind of get out of control. So they have 2 Jagged Edges in hand plus the Blade Flurry. So they pop the Blade Flurry, this goes to 4, probably pop the Jagged Edge. So I think we're just supposed to take this. We could also have given them like double block here. That was maybe reasonable. But then they're still pushing over for 1, which feels bad, and then we have to like block another. I guess it's kind of awkward. So your hand is now 2 Jagged, which means they can only really play 1, which means we can block here. Another turn we're drawing Sling Line with Snap. I think we already used 1 and we're only running 2, so maybe just not lining up quite here. So they play a Jagged Edge, they arsenal a Jagged Edge. We could full reset, but I don't think that's actually worth it. We're just giving up too much tempo at that point. Let's go ahead and just give them 1 block, because might just end up sending like C4 Salvage, send Battering next turn. You don't want to like fully keep the Dory off counters. You want to let them have like a little bit of counters. We know Arsenal is Jagged, so we do have to play around that next turn. But I'm hoping the Battering Bolt will at least kind of get us part of the way there in terms of just like resetting them. I'm not sure I want to be fighting my deck so much again. Yeah, I think Dio is pretty good right now. Seems like it's good when calling. Not too bad. Um, Trophy shot. And let's card one more gold. Now they have the Jagged Edge in Arsenal. I think we should take the Arsenal Disruption while they have an Arsenal, is at least my logic. Or they have an Arsenal that's not a React. Let's, I guess, go for this. Arsenal to Battering, and then maybe Battering can help us reset next turn. Kind of just want to put pressure on their Arsenal when I know it's not, like, D-React here. And it looks like they're on some number of D-Reacts, so... Could maybe force, like, 2 blocks plus armor or something. That would be, like, ideal. Alternatively, they could do, like, full armor plus, like, 1 card, I think, if they want to give, like, top 6. I think Jarl's also surprisingly in an okay spot. I think he probably struggles in a couple things. I think, like, I think Marionette's still pretty rough, right? There's some other ones. Dio is good, but when the deck decides to go on strike, yeah, that's fair. Dio, I feel like I sit on the other end of Dio so often that like that deck just seems like crazy and crazy consistent to me. Like, just seems like it can always kind of like. I feel like the amount of games where I've had like Teklo Core plus Cerebellum turn 0 and then like going first or something. That deck just seems like crazy strong to me. But I know it does technically. It is technically an inconsistent deck. It just like doesn't feel like it to me a lot of the time. All right, so I think. Get another Iron Song. I think we can afford to give them 2 counters and then take base them out to reset them to 1, hopefully. I think that makes sense. They still have that Jagged they're sitting on, so we actually deny the counters here if we wanted. Which would require us to give up... we'd have to give up 2 cards, but it has Dominate, so that's not super viable. Could give up base plus Tunic. That is an option. I think that's actually fine, right? Then we get to send Battering Bolt. We don't have to Arsenal Battering Bolt. We still have 1 Codex that's left in rotation, so I think this actually seems like a fine point to go ahead and just contest the counter. We do this, right? Yep. I need a Medify guy on shuffling up at sick turn 0. Yeah, that's also fair. I don't know. I feel like I always just play against Dios who just have like the nuts turn 0 and I cry. But I know the deck doesn't always do that. Oh wait, did they hit already? I guess sorry, we weren't fully resetting the counter. Sorry, I forgot. I guess we denied second counter, which may or may not be relevant. Actually, that probably was a punt. Yeah. Sorry, I thought we were keeping off both counters, but I think I'm just getting to the point at night where I start to like hallucinate. If I was able to travel to Yokohama, I'd probably be on Marionette. Most likely, Marionette's like a really good deck still. I know if I brought Marlin, I'd find the Valdas in the room. How is the Marionette Valda matchup? Is that Valda favored? Feels like pretty 50-50 maybe. Not 100% sure though. Like, Marionette doesn't draw a ton of cards except off of the Saber Bloodshed or whatever. But even that, you have to like hit with it or whatever. Okay, their hand is all actions this time. Unfortunate. I feel like I'm getting a little lucky on these, unlucky on these harpoons, but yeah, I think we probably just die here. Unlucky. It is currently 7 o'clock. Or, no, sorry, is it 8 o'clock? 7 o'clock?
It's about 8 o'clock.
Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Okay, yeah.
Need to fix the...
Yeah, the time on my computer is still, like, messed up. You know they have the Jagged Edge, and they also have... I think we're just dead here, right? Like, almost 100%. We can't block this, unfortunately. Maybe we actually didn't want the Riches in the door. I feel like Riches is still, like, kind of fine in the door. I don't know. But yeah, they pop bolters here. Smack us a bunch. Oh, wait, what? They didn't want... Okay. Quickly, do something before they Undo that. No! Okay, they figured it out. Alright, pass. I assume they want their bolter. Are they like not getting priority? What? Here. On. Activate the bolters? Did they turn them off? Oh. Pass. You know? Cat, do we know what's going on here? What? Oh. Did the battering bolt somehow prevent them from using bolters? I don't think that's how that would work. Huh. Okay, they figured it out. All right, they gotta turn on their bolters. It has to be off, right? Yeah, I think they're okay. Well, I guess we'll take those. I guess. I guess we'll do the same thing that we did last turn because we revealed the King Krek in there. But then we're just gonna clutch this victory out on the back of them not knowing about the toggle. Sure. Yeah, it seemed like they're like the little pink thing down here. It seems like that was maybe off. It could happen in a real game though, so we might as well, you know. Okay. I'm gonna let them figure out the bug. Sorry, chat. All right, we'll give it to them. That's fine. I don't feel like inviting them to chat to explain how the toggle works. But I think they probably got us there. Me when I turn my bolters off. Maybe they didn't know or whatever. Also possible. Alright, let's do quiver, do crown. Oh, sorry, base of the mountain we need, and then we need riches. Alright. Yeah, Dory's a tough matchup. I think we also probably we could have played, I think, a little bit better and not 3-oaking turn 0. Like maybe we're supposed to just we have like a shifting tides or something, like shifting tides pass or like frail swing line pass or something like that. I think that definitely, yeah, saving the 3-oak there I think makes a lot of sense. Give them a good luck, have fun. So we can Snapdragon. Are we on Nimby Jarl? Oh boy. I think they're on Nimby Jarl. You could also rip a catch turn 0. See how this goes. I'm not gonna think about it. Let's just send 12 and see if they can deal with it. It's Jarl that runs Nimby. That's the only reason I can imagine that. So I don't know if you know what Nimby is, but it is Nimbalism's big brother, where they tutor for the Nimby and do the thing. All right, got greedy. That's maybe fine. I crumble, yeah. Unlucky. It's actually a good hand to recover from that, though. We do have a yellow to turn over, so that's nice. Let's go Nimby Jarl. Is this confirmed Nimby Jarl? Yeah, so they do have like an ice quake thing they can do. I don't know if it's good though. Might be good. Oh, it is. It's totally Nimby Jarl. All right, let's take. I know. So you do. We do these two, right? Turn over. Oh, they have a yellow flourish to turn over too. All right, so let's turn over the yellow flourish. We salvage on our turn. Arsenal. It is kind of a funny thing. I've never actually played against this deck before. I'm curious. Base the mountain feels pretty good. Use it into like into Jarl. I think this single-handedly does turn the Jarl matchup like super favored in, for you. It's also I'm trying to think what else it's relevant into. It's relevant to Valda, but like Valda doesn't really matter a ton. It's relevant into Lyeth. What other heroes exist? I'm trying to think of fab heroes. Uh, Technically relevant to Betsy, relevant to Dory. Kasai no, Ko no. Blaze maybe. Eklo no. I think it's mostly just those. I guess Victor also maybe. It's mostly relevant to like Guardians, I guess. All right, I'm going to take this under the assumption that we're getting pummeled. Could also not be getting pummeled. I have no idea what's in there. Okay, we probably would be getting pummeled because I did just see a pummel in their graveyard, but I guess we'll go ahead and take that. This is nice. We get to hopefully set up a nice big Kraken here. Yeah, let's go ahead and just fire it off. I don't think I'm going to hook this. I don't fully know what they're doing. So Light does sometimes have Dominate with Terra Sunder. I don't know how. So are Lights running Terra Sunder now? Not Marionette. I don't think. Versus Marionette, I think we just want the 2-block generally. Oh, it's Thrive Jarl. What is Thrive Jarl? Is Thrive that one? Hold on. Thrive. This one? Are they doing this with like Sprout Strength or something? Interesting. Yeah, I think Lyeth's still on tear. Like it's relevant into a lot of like niche matchups. Okay, CNC Pummel. Very spooky, but we will do our best here. So I think we're like blocking. Interesting. So I don't know how much Dominate is actually in their deck. I think we're just folding the hand and see if they can pummel something else. I actually don't know how many pummel targets they're running. I guess if they are on Thrive, maybe we're not. Maybe we're supposed to just let them have it. It's kind of interesting. I'm wondering if we're gonna get punished for this. We could very well be. Yeah, they're cooking something over here for sure. But we always know that they have pummel in their hand. Hope they don't find another CNC. Okay, they could have bottomed it here, which is likely. See what their follow-up is though. Tunic plus another CNC, but not as bad this time. So the pummel is out of the way, which is good. Can we block this CNC profitably? You have, I guess, the Tunic, so we could just do like block 6 here. Seems reasonable. And then just pull Tunic in the Kraken. Could also go for the gamble. If we draw a blue, then that means, or if we draw 2 blues in a row, that means that we do get to keep the Codex, but we've also, what do we feel with regards to the greed line here? I think the greed line is actually kind of risky. I think losing the Codex here is not the end of the world. You need to hit like exactly 2 blues to keep the Codex, which feels always a little suspect to me. I've been on Sprout Strength in my Earthreal, but I run Ball Grounded instead of Snaps. I think that's definitely the more reasonable choice. I'm very curious what these Snaps are actually going to do. I wonder if they're running like the yellow Super Slam Guardian cards, and like maybe that's what they're using Snaps into something for. We're gonna find out. Oh, they're running Skybreaker. Okay, very cool. Sweet. Whatever it is, they are definitely cooking. Okay, there's Elemental Strike. Yeah, pretty good. So is the way that, okay, so someone in chat might know, but I think the way that I've always interpreted Colors of Aria working. It doesn't work with Oakenold, right? Is that how that works? Because it stays in your hand, but because Elemental Strike puts it into Banish, that's why that works. Is my understanding there right? Let's go ahead and make our gold, and we can just cycle the port side here. But I think that's how that works, right? Elemental Strike banishes it, so it goes to his face-up zone, but Oakenold just keeps it in your hand. Right. Okay. Yeah. I think that makes sense. Ooh, we get a nice little 3-oak here. We can also sit on the 3-oak. I think that's actually kind of reasonable. It only gets the elements when it's in a zone. Yeah. That makes sense. Colors cannot be used to fuse. Gotcha. I've seen it not work like that, and then I just wanted to kind of make sure. But yeah, the card's pretty cool. I think like, have you seen like the new burdens lists where they're just running like every like 2-card 7 they can basically run? Those lists are kind of scary to me. I think for us in the Marlin matchup into those burdens lists, I kind of tend to prioritize taking attack. Like if I have the choice between a shark and a kraken, I generally will try to take the shark there. But colors will proc your hero ability and give a frostbite plate if you have equipment slot. Yeah. So I know that works. It's just whenever you can't use it for like hand reveal stuff, which I think makes sense to me. But yeah, I think that card's actually really cool for that reason. Like not giving Jarl Oakenold fuse. It seems like they're kind of going away from fuse, which is kind of interesting. Oh, you posted a list like this in the Jarl Discord? Very cool. TLF Flourish. We're not getting disrupted next game. Hoping. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be a good hand. No blocks. Very good. They are gonna turn on their balance, but I don't think I care at that point. Trophy shot. Looking for a buff off the top. Do I want to look one deeper? How many buffs have we seen? We've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. So unlikely. We have 6 cards. I don't know. I don't recall pitching a ton of buffs. I think this is low odds, right? Yeah. Okay. So we weren't gonna hit there. Shark. I think we know they have the Flourish in Arsenal, but I kind of don't care. Let's go ahead and just send this, and then we've got Miracle this turn. I imagine this. They are on some number of sync blows, I guess. So maybe. Oh, maybe they're actually using it for Elemental Strike, the Snapdragons. Interesting. Huh. You can give this go again, right? Or like give an E-Strike go again or something. Maybe that's all they're doing with it. It seems pretty cool. Alright, balance. The Ento asks, "What are you playing on PQ season?" Sorry if you answered already. I just got here. We are playing Marlin. I still just like the deck, and also the last 5 like RTNs or like rated events that I've gone to in Colorado, I've top 8'd with some version of Marlin, so feels like a semi reasonable choice. I mean, they're doing like Snatch Go again. I think Skybreaker is a card that maybe has potential, but yeah, I kind of agree that there's not a lot of support right now for it. So you have the option between giving that. So Plow under. I mean, it's all kind of the same, right? I guess we just like never give them the felling. Kind of makes sense. So I guess we can just like not Arsenal here. We could Arsenal the Lupin. I almost like keeping that in hand. Yeah, let's just keep the Bluefin in hand, honestly. So they flourish, plow under stuff. Oh, I love Colorado. I went all the time as a kid, a lot of rodeos. Oh, nice. I did not grow up in Colorado. I grew up in Florida, which is a significantly less cool place. But I think Colorado's nice. We've kind of still wanted to like move back to Oregon at some point, but we're still working on that. Go ahead and turn over. It's another yellow flourish, it's fine. Alright, so the life totals are evening out definitely a little bit, but we do have tempo, which is nice, and we got a pretty good hand lined up. Oh yeah, Florida, I'm sorry. Yeah, Florida sucks. Uh Personal opinion. But also I think one that most would agree with. Yeah, glad to be out of Florida. Ooh, this is actually nasty. So now we get to pull tunic, big game trophy shot, hold on to the bluefin. So we should be cooking here. Being said, I guess they are in some number of blues. It's really hard to tell what these are for. Maybe value is the answer though. And then I think we're just gonna rip this so we can keep an arsenal here. Could have maybe gone one deeper and we would have gotten rewarded with the cheating scoundrel, but I think this is still ultimately kind of fine. Did make a gold this turn. We've not actually gotten the Frail swing line to resolve here, which is maybe a sign that I should cut this, but I think it is still kind of funny. Maybe not super relevant all the time, though. But yeah, we're out of Florida now, so kind of grateful for that. It looks like they are running some number of like non-attack actions, so the Kraken has decent odds here, or might just hit like a crumble so they can't old fuse or something. I think we're in a good spot here though. Like the life totals are pretty even, and we're kind of having tempo maybe. They have a lot of gold, which is basically tempo if you think about it. All right, elemental strike to. They could actually present 9 here if they wanted to by doing like elemental strike into on boulder drop, go again, pitch fruits. Theoretically a play. But I guess most likely they're just going to be sending like boulder drop and maybe arsenaling the elemental strike. Play a bit of a weird hand from them though. Okay, so that kind of tracks with me. So they go here. Go to 3, send bluefin. We actually probably want to dig for something here. We do have eye, so the chances of hitting something are pretty likely. We have one more big game trophy shot, 2 catch of the day, 1 cheat, 1 gold to tip, and then some other just random fluff we can kind of throw on something. Yeah, we're doing pretty good here, I think, still. Too bad. Alright, so let's try to use 3 gold for 5, or 4 intellect here. That's the hope. We do have another 3 oak actually left. Which could be another pretty big draw. I don't actually remember if we like pitched it at some point. Alright, we're out of red here. We have cheating still technically left. Alright, so I think I like doing both of these. We draw the blue, we can pitch the blue. Try to just keep drawing blues. And then we can be like catch the day on a bluefin to kind of try to wipe out their hand. I like this. We do need to get like 1 more blue off the top, which should be doable with like the 2 extra gold we have left over, assuming that we brick at some point. Could have also gotten greedy there and just kept the catch and then like pitch the salvage, try to find something else. That's also reasonable. You pitched the 3rd cheating a while ago. Okay, so that's good info. I think I have. Let's do 1 more gold crack. Pitch 1 codex. Because if we hit a blue here, then catch is super relevant. Okay, another catch, so that is pretty much ideal. We did use 1 extra gold, but not the end of the world. Play out this. So this should get the job mostly done. If it doesn't, they could have like elemental strike into like another like colors of RA or something, and that could be a little bit scary. But we do still have the base, and if we can just like afford to kind of like throw 2 cards in front of something, I think that maybe is our best bet. Looks like they're on some number of reacts still, so we have shelters to worry about. We've not actually seen a ton of reacts out of them just in general. We could have another one here. Yeah. Okay, we were kind of overdue for that. see, take a look at the rest of the hand. Okay, E-Strike, Flourish. We're still kind of in fine shape, although we do need our kind of disruption to line up a little better. Do we have the option to send a red pin there? Can't remember. I don't think we did, right? Because this was an arsenal. Maybe last turn we did. Interesting. So 5. Oh, they drew a card, so they can elemental strike theoretically. I don't think we've seen like a razor reflex or anything. It's kind of a little scary. Let's give them 1 card and then hope. So we know their arsenal is elemental strike. Which means we could be facing down another 7, which would be pretty rough. So we take 2 here. Block another 3. We still get a 1 then. Okay, this could be pretty bad for us, but I don't think we're losing still. Like, we take 2, go to 4, throw a card plus, like, Tunic in front of this, and then we go to 1. I think that makes sense still. Let's take the plow. And so curious to see if they actually hit off the top. So it looks like they're a minimum swinging hammer here, maybe. Alright, so drop to 4. So worst case scenario would be they get to pop the arsenal, which they can always send for 5 if they just want to banish like a random card. They did have the blue, or they had the earth card there. That's pretty good. We can now just give them base plus this go to 1. You keep the tunic around for another turn, which may be relevant. Yeah, I guess we should. No, actually, we should probably hold on to the base in case they have random dominate, right? I think that seems safer. Maybe. The one awkward thing is we do, I think, have to end up getting the CNC harpoon here. Because I think we're going to just be buying them back a felling. Alright, so let's get our CNC harpoon. Coming down the wire. I mean, we still have the base to work with, but the base isn't an answer in and of itself. Yeah, it's going to be a close one. I fully expected to be playing against Nimby Jarl, so maybe I should have given this a little bit more respect. Kind of funny. So best case scenario here is they give us their arsenal plus a card. So they have to give us 1 card, give us an arsenal plus card, and then these 2 cards do nothing. I think we are just going to throw the hook on it because I don't think we're going to get another hook activation at this point. Plus, if we don't hit this felling, I think we like lose the game on the spot, basically, right? So let's hope they can't cover. This is coming for 9, so the breakpoint. So you need like double D-React plus blue to cover this, right? Assuming League of Tunic. They go like 1-4-4. These? Don't have it. Alright, there's 1. Have another? They did not sync 2. Very interesting. Alright, so you take their arsenal. That's good. Alright, give us a little bit of a jump scare there, but I guess we still made it out. There's our other 3-0. Perfect. And the frailty also means that this is super easy to deal with, so I think we're good here. How many harpoons do we have left in our deck? We have chances of us hitting a harpoon are pretty high here with the boat. I guess we can always like fix this with gold, right? We can just like make a gold fin worst case scenario. Alright, so let's start with the murderous rabble. Just throw caution. Interesting. So are we actually supposed to crack the gold first? I think we are. We crack the gold first to draw into the throw caution, and then we crack 1 more time, I think. Because we want to actually make the gold fin before we 3-oak, ideally. Shifting's not bad, so 1 more card draw, maybe. Alright, there's the elephant, so we should be good now. Alright, very close game. think we got it now, though. Bluefin should be GG's. Especially with Ataya. I think the odds of them surviving here are fairly low. They could technically double the react, go to 1, but I don't think they keep cards in hand that way. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, seems like we maybe got them there. All right, pretty good one. I think that might be the one to end it on, unless chat wants one more. I can be persuaded. What are you feeling, chat? One less or one more? I'll go back in time and undo the game. But yeah, pretty good one. Starting to feel it though. Let's maybe do one more. We'll do one more for the fans. How about that? All right, are we a meta hero? One more encore. We've been actually doing pretty well tonight. What did we lose to? We lost to Dory and the Huntsman, which are two pretty. So I actually think Huntsman's like not that bad of a matchup. But if they hit like super hot, then it can be a little bit more problematic. You want to bully a Max as our last thing on stream? Okay, we can totally do that. I guess this is probably a mini fridge matchup. I don't think you can lose this matchup, but I'm willing to be persuaded otherwise. This is a pretty good start. Get to start with 13, overpower, potentially make up to 3 gold. It's all right. And then we can discard Redfin, draw Codex. Yeah, it seems like a nice chill one to end the stream on. All right, bully the Max player. Is their fault for queuing with Max as usual. Unlucky. The Talistar queues are truly unforgiving. Yeah, this is definitely an overpower as a keyword match. I think the Bright Lights here in general just really struggle with overpower, right? Except Dio, I guess, because she has like the Omega Fridge, but like seems like everyone's just all the mechanologists just like cannot afford to run anything that's not in action. And they get the Hyperdriver banish, which is pretty good. But they are going to probably need a miracle this game. Okay. What's the play here? I think I'm just sacking, so we could pitch here. But then that makes the Codex breakpoints really awkward. I think we're just supposed to pitch the Shark. So we're looking for buff or another blue here. But so these both kind of work actually quite nicely. So now we get to Codex with the red pin that we discarded. Looking pretty good. Redfin is a good card. Max can definitely get places down, just not 4 against Marlin. Yeah. This matchup's. I have not seen a Max actually win this matchup. It's probably one of the worst ones, to be honest. All right, rev up versus jump start. I guess we will take the rev up because it's more damage. I think they cost basically the same, right? I don't think it really matters. All right, go ahead and get our Ponder. It's a cheating scoundrel. We're basically drawing the perfect here. All right, we do need to be a little bit careful not to just like punt horribly, but I think we should be in a fine spot. Another Hyperdriver on the field. So it looks like they're probably just going to try turbo towards Mechanoid, which is reasonable. So we could actually tipple. No, I don't think I like tippling, especially because we played the cheating first. Let's crack a gold and see what happens. I think. Okay, Bluefin fixes all of our problems. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and brush the golds, do a bunch of things. Good. Cheating. Goldfin blow up their hand, probably. It was alright. Not too shabby. If you can hit a high roll, hit the gas turn, in mech, he's solid, but usually that takes longer to achieve than it takes Marlin to end him. Yeah, that's the issue. 40 health doesn't feel like it's enough for max, especially like when they start with like functionally 5 armor-ish. Feels pretty backbreaking, is what I'll say. But yeah, I think their plan is basically just to high roll into Mechanoid as like soon as possible. But you don't always get that luxury. Take the throttle. They're also giving me a lot of Go Fish triggers. Like I think they already messed up on one of the blocks, but they also messed up on that one. I think. Oh, okay. Interesting. Also, could just be a new player. Entirely possible. No boost seems reasonable. All right. Maybe not the encore I necessarily wanted, but the encore that we probably deserve. That I might cycle this Frail swing line just to see what there is to see. Salvage is good. Maybe just do a double catch of the day. Ooh. Okay, wait. How many catch of the days can we actually resolve here? Okay, the answer is 1. Sure. 3 of a kind. Pretty good, pretty good. Right, hook should also ostensibly be free. If they can resolve a Mechanoid here, potentially we could be in danger. It is like kind of scary. You need boost card plus Mechanoid and Arsenal plus. I mean, it's theoretically doable. What does hit the gas do again? I don't even know what that card does. Hit the gas? Hit the gas. Turn any number of hyperdrivers in your manage them face down and gain that many action points at 3 or more cards. Okay, so they're just trying to like set up like a. I don't know how like reasonable that is to do though. It seems like a lot of steps. And so they do have a pretty good hand. They could theoretically Mechanoid here, I think, right? Maybe. So what's the intent here with the swing line exactly? You and me both. The swing line basically you play it after, or you block with it after your opponent, or you like play a Codex or something, or you block it with it on Ravenous Rabble, or any number. Like it's basically just a high roll card that also is a blue block 3. I think that Ripple Away is also pretty reasonable in the spot, which I'm honestly probably gonna consider swapping to be honest. But I think Frailty is at least meme worthy, and especially thumbnail worthy. So this might be Mechanoid, assuming that they have the. Looks like it might be. Yeah, looks like they're gonna go for it. All right, they got it. All right, they're not completely out of this. They got 2 action points to swing. So I guess in this case we might as well just like throw our armor in front of it. Fine. Trench. They did get Mechanoid pretty fast here though, so I will give them that credit. But we should still be blowing them up next turn. I guess it's not like a guaranteed blow up. If they have like some action point generation or something, maybe that could be a little bit scarier. Hello, how are the games? They've been pretty good. I think we're probably about ready to head out. But we're doing one last little max game. They've actually got like a pretty decent setup over here, so they're not completely out of it. We do have to try to kill them here. Sunken's whatever. Rabble. Top card is Shallow. Give us the T-Bone. Close Chain. I think we want Arsenal, the Redfin is probably a priority. And let's Hook because I think it's free. So this blocks 5 plus 3 from hand. So they go to 2, assuming that they keep 2 cards from hand. I don't think they can kill us unless the 2 cards somehow generate action points. Huh. But yeah, the game's been going good. I think we lost to like a Dory, which is fine, and then we lost to Huntsman, which I think we got kind of high rolled, but you know, it happens. All right. Yeah, it seems like oh, we were gonna actually just like strip their hand. Okay. It seems like still Chris. I mean, they got actually like pretty close there. That's probably the closest a Max has I think ever gotten to killing me. Which is impressive, I think. But yeah, pretty good one to end it on, I think. Again, not a super particularly challenging matchup, but I'm kind of feeling tired. All right, let's go ahead and do one last little recap on the deck. So what were our games today? We did, let's take a look. So we did one against the Jarls, lost to the Dory. Did we beat a Dory? Oh no, do we wait, what happened? Is this might be the same game that got duplicated. Interesting. When it's Reinar, lost to the Huntsman. I mean, aside from the Dory and the Huntsman, we are actually kind of on a tear tonight. And not doing too bad. One against Jarl, one against Cecilia. So I feel like I'm still feeling pretty good about the stack. Again, post pen feels really nice. I think the Frail swing lines are more of a meme. Like when this lines up, this is like the coolest card ever. But when this doesn't line up, which is like 95% of the time, I don't know. The card is like kind of whatever. You want to do one more, Cody Davis? Okay. Do I have enough for one more? I don't know if I have enough for one more in me. I'm sorry. It might be time for me to go to bed because I got a pro quest tomorrow. But anyways, thank you all for stopping by. Hope you all enjoyed. You're also on team one more. Okay, if Donnie's on team one more, all right, I'll do it for Donnie. I won't do it for Cody though. All right, let's see if we can get a quick one. I'm kidding, Cody. I'm kidding. Yeah. All right, let's. All right, we'll do one last one. One last real game of Flesh and Blood. All right, 6-7 intellects. Let's do it. Base of the mountain, maybe in Victor doesn't have a ton of dominate, but I guess it's probably just safe. I do like Richardson to tie in this matchup generally. This might be a Frail swing line matchup. This should be a quick one though. You better like the stream now. Yeah, okay. Team one more. All right, better like the stream for sure. All right, we'll do one last one. I'm offended but happy I got what I wanted. That's fair. You can't be mad, right? Because you got what you wanted. I'm kidding though. I'll do it for both of you. All right. The ProQuest sleep can wait until tomorrow. Ooh, starting with the macho. Okay. Huh. Given how little dominate Victor generally has, I am actually kind of fine using the base of the mountain here. Base of the mountain basically blocks 3-ish, and like they don't really generally have a ton of dominate, so I think this is like acceptable. Just block with these two. It does mean we do have to find an arrow, which could be awkward. I think I like this. Hey, like actually, Victor is not generally that long of a game. Yeah, I kind of like giving the base here just because like a lot of like aside from Terra Thunder, they really don't have too much dominate other than like Macho and stuff. Right, well, this is a pretty good hand, so we can discard. This question is, do we want to send the Kraken or not? Could also just be fine sending the Redfin, and maybe that's what I'm kind of leaning towards here. You also have the Attaya slapped on it, so it's pretty relevant. All right, let's go ahead and just load the Redfin and then try to sit on the Codex. And I guess we do also have insurance against like Test of Iron Grip if we have to discard, so should be fine. Let's see what we're gonna draw. Top. That's a little awkward just because those are both like kind of no blocks. Yeah, the max game was not very long. I will say that. They did get actually like a pretty good start. They had the pretty early mechanoid, like maybe like turn 4, turn 5. Did not matter. But it was close, I think. Oh, also, hold on. Can't end the stream without showing Wilson, who is here. Wilson, say hello. All right, everyone who's Team Wilson. Hello. Hello, Wilson. Big buddy. All right, Wilson, lead us to victory. All right, what are we doing? Got some armor. I'm assuming this is react here. At least it's the Attaya. Hello, Wilson. Wilson is here. The buddy has arrived. He's kind of mad, so he doesn't want to stay, but I will. He must stay. He's got to stay for the viewers. Oh, boy. Let me see if I can hold Wilson in a way that is conducive to streaming. Let's see, actually, I can, like, hold on a second. 1 second here. Where is my camera? Camera. I move that up. See more of Wilson. There he is. All right. We got the Wilson cam. There he is. Any idea how Cosmic Duality and Swingline would interact? What is Cosmic Duality? Is that one of the new lightning cards? Let me see. Cosmic. Oh, I might have fucked up. Cosmic Duality. I think that would trigger, right? I believe it would trigger. Alright, they got choke slam. We got sunken plus trophy block. I guess sunken doesn't really do. Maybe we save sunken for later and just pitch it. So let's get a off with like these two, I think. Yeah, the lightning illusions card. It's pretty cool. I think it does trigger on that though, which is kind of funny. You just have to block with something else. So we're buying them back the choke slam, which is a little awkward, but should be fine. Oh no. Oh, whoops. Hello? Is everyone still here? Whoopsie. No. Hello? Hold on.
What did you?
I might have hit the button.
What? I still see you.
Do you see me on the stream?
I see you on the stream.
Does everyone see me? Hello? I might have accidentally clicked the power button on my computer. Whoopsie. Alright, we can do one last game. Hold on. Let me go back. Sorry about that. Whoopsie. Alright, let's find my deck. Alright. Sorry for anyone who wanted to see that Victor game. Let me see if I can actually get back into it. No. Huh. That was super weird. Sorry about that. I think I like clicked the power button. Yeah, I am still streaming, right?
Yeah, you're streaming.
Okay, cool. Hold on, let me make sure. Wait. That was super weird. You like turned off my computer like partially without like confirming. Alright. Ain't no way we're doing a Valda. We can do. Alright, we got another Victor. Sure. Alright, it's basically like nothing happened. Let's run the base. This is the same Victor from before. That was awkward. Sure. Alright, let's run like this. Alright, give him a good luck, have fun. Alright, it's like nothing ever happened. I hope the stream is not messed up in some capacity. I assume you all can hear me. Wilson's still here, in case anyone was worried. You kind of see his little ears. There he is. Alright. Yeah, I think I like just going for this here. We do get a punish if they have like the staunch, but what? Can they even block this? 6, 7. 6, 7. So
6, 7.
7 block here. They could, I mean, they could always get like test or something, so I guess we shouldn't do it. This should still generate 2 gold, I think. And there's Clash. A wall. See what that hand is. And cuts. And they're drawing into a wallop and then one other unknown card. I guess we just take the concuss just to be safe then. Feel like that makes sense. Interesting. Well, pretty good start. Not too bad. Remind me, chat, to not put my foot on the power button again. Okay, so this, we know their hand is concuss plus Golden Sun, so we block. I guess we don't even have to block this, right? We can just set up the Shifting Tides or something. We also generate a gold, so we can threaten their gold. I think that's reasonable. Yeah, let's maybe threaten their gold. I think I like that the most, so we turn over a trophy. That. Good. So I imagine they either have Concuss or the Golden Sun. I guess we'll find out, probably. I'm sorry about that, chat. Here is Wilson as compensation. Everybody loves Wilson. Everybody like him. He is the most pathetic looking cat I think I've ever seen, though. He's a big boy. Alright, let's do. It looks like they're maybe just going to quick dodge this, which seems fair. Nobody wins the clash. Everybody likes Wilson. There he blows. Where's Philip?
He's sitting in the doorway.
Oh, I'm gonna grab him.
Game.
Okay.
I unlocked the defense.
Hey, chat. Tegan doesn't want to get Philip, so.
I don't, because he'll move and go like.
Well, I think chat might have something to say about that.
Shut up, chat.
Tegan is depriving you of Philip enjoyment. But maybe they're fine with Wilson. Wilson is generally the more likable of the two. But I'm a Philip enjoyer, so. Okay, I is actually awkward. Pretty good hand here, though. Oh, I keep getting excited every time I see a Frail swimming line, but first of all, this doesn't trigger. Second of all, they're not going to keep a card in hand. I thought they had like a vigor token or something. But oh, it's chat. Are people in chat talking? Hold on.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, hold on. Let me refresh this. Is there anyone who like recently said anything in chat? Hold on. Let me like. Right. I'm gonna turn off the chat. Turn on the chat. Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't see chat for a second. Chat isn't flowing on stream. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, okay. We figured it out though. Yep, it's pretty good. So what did I miss? Sorry. Let me. Might need to catch back up. Give me 1 second. All right, so let me go ahead and just do my turn first, and then I'll figure out how to put chat back on the stream. So we need the blue here. We draw into the rabble, which is fine. That seems actually okay. Discard this, draw that. Rabble. Okay, 2 is fine. That's actually a pretty good arsenal. Alright, so let me see if I can get chat back on my other window so I can read it a little bit better. Alright, so what did I miss in chat? Let me take a look. Create, go. Setting this up. Go, Tunic. Alright, so let me catch up on chat while I'm sending this King Shark here. Alright, you're there, Rip. So it would have to be like block 2 cards, call the effect on the first card, then call for the swing line effect. Yeah, basically. Oh yeah, chat isn't updating on stream. Sorry about that. It feels like I'm a ghost. I'm haunting Aurora stream. Tegan hates Philip. We're semi-alive. Turns out when your arrows are stripping cards from hand, Frail swing line is more likely to not be active. That's also true. Our cat Karma, Karmageddon, if you're cool, will sit in the table on keyboard, but will not cuddle in any convenient place. Wilson seems more very agreeable by comparison. Wilson is kind of here against his will, if I'm being honest. Like, he's not particularly happy to be here, but he's here for you all, which I think he knows that you all want to see him. But yeah, Wilson definitely wants to right now. All right, let me see if I can get Philip, and then we'll go ahead and end the stream. But I'll be right back. Give me a sec. Got the cat. Alright, the cat has arrived. Everyone say goodbye to Philip. Alright, we're probably going to head out for tonight, but sorry the last couple games were a little bit awkward. I just kind of messed up the stream a little bit, but this is the agreeable cat. Philip here will get picked up like a baby, and he doesn't really. But yeah, Philip and I wish you all a good night, so thank you all for stopping by. Don't forget to check out our sponsor for the stream is Fat Foundry, so you can go get some singles if you still need any. But yeah, we're probably gonna go to ProQuest tomorrow, have a good time. So if anyone is out there, I will see y'all there. And yeah, good night. Good luck to everyone on your ProQuest this weekend, and I'll see y'all around. So thank you all for stopping by again.